Hello, dear students. So let's see the solution of this paper. I hope all of you are fine and doing great. So I hope you're getting good marks in the JMTs. Okay, the papers are, as you might be knowing, absolutely at the JEE mains level. So let's begin. Let's see the solution of this first question. So in this, there's a body of mass 500 grams. So basically, this you can write as 0.5 kg, which is moving along the x-axis. So imagine there's a mosquito. Okay, so let's say there's a mosquito which is moving along the x-axis. So 500 gram is too much for a mosquito, but you can imagine like that. So if you want, you can imagine a lizard which is moving or gross, so, or like filthy animals. So 500 gram lizard, let us say, it is moving on the x-axis, and the mass of the lizard is 0.5 kg. All right, now this lizard, its velocity is given as per the displacement as v is equals to 10 into root x. All right, so we have to find the force. Now, very easy question. For a body moving along the x-axis, we know that acceleration can be written as v into dv by dx. All right, so from here you can see that this velocity we can write as 10 root x into dv by dx. What is the value of dv by dx? So from here you can differentiate this dv by dx. So like if I differentiate this dv by dx, so what we will get? Look, so 10 will be as it is, x to the power half, so half will come down and this will become x to the power minus half, which can be written as 1 by root x. So dv by dx can be written as how much? 1 by 10 by 2 will become 5, and this is 1 by root x. Okay, root x will be gone. So this is 50 meter per second square. And now we can write using the million years old formula, F equals to ma. Okay, so mass is 0.5 for the lizard and acceleration is 50. That means how much? 25 Newton. Okay, so very easy question. Even the lizard can do this question. All right, so let's move on. Acha, one more thing I would like to tell you here. So if you look at the velocity of this lizard, so it is 10 root x. All right. So if you assume that the lizard is moving with the zero initial velocity, then and constant acceleration a, then its velocity v square will be equals to u square plus twice into acceleration into displacement. Right. This is the relation that we know. That means v will become under root 2ax. All right. So if you compare this given relation and if you compare this relation, then also we can say that root of 2a will be equals to 10. Yes or no? If we compare this, so root of 2a will be equals to 10. That means 2a will become 100. That means a will become 50. So this is one more way of finding the acceleration. Okay, so if I compare this given equation with the kinematics equation, so I hope you would have understood both the methods. Moving on, here what is happening? There's a solid sphere of radius r which gravitationally attracts a particle placed at distance 3r from its center with the force F1. All right. Now a spherical cavity of radius r by 2 is made in the sphere as shown in the figure, and the force becomes F2. The value of F1 is to F2 is. So let us again try to understand this question. Imagine that you are on the Jupiter, okay, heavy planet. You will die. That is another story. But let us imagine that you are alive. So let's say there's a like a heavy planet like Jupiter whose radius is r. All right. Now basically there's a, again this is you who is, let's say your mass is m, and this distance is how much? This distance is 3r. Correct. So let us say now what will be the density of this Jupiter? Let us say rho is the density of the Jupiter. All right. So what will be the mass of the Jupiter? So mass of the Jupiter will be volume, which is 4 by 3 pi r cube into the density. All right. Now, what will be the field, gravitational field of the Jupiter at the location point A? So gravitational field, which I will represent by E, will be equals to what? Will be gm by r square. We know that gravitational field for a solid sphere is gm by distance square. So g into m by distance, which is x. X actually here is 3r. Okay. So that means that will be 3r square. So what does this become? So you can see that g into capital M will be 4 by 3 pi r cube into rho divided by 9r square. So this r square and cube gets cancelled. So that means the gravitational field will become how much? 4g by 3 into pi into r into rho by 9. All right. So now this field will apply the force on you. So force F1, which we know is attractive in nature, will be equals to E1 into small m. Correct. Now, in the second situation, if you look at, suppose you have created this much of a cavity inside the Jupiter. So, of course, you are Bahubali, but imagine that you have been able to do that. So this cavity is of radius r by 2. Okay, this cavity is of radius r by 2. So now, because of this cavity, what will happen? The field at this point A will change, right? Field at this point A will change. So what we will do, we will find the net field. And how we can find the net field? The net field will be total field of whole Jupiter minus the field of the sphere which has been removed. All right, let us say the sphere which has been removed has a mass of m1. All right, so what will be the value of m1? So look, let me go slightly down. Okay, so value of m1 can be written as volume of the sphere removed, which is 4 by 3 pi into r by 2 cube. That means r cube by 8 multiplied by density of the sphere removed, which will be again rho. Okay, so this is the mass of the sphere removed. Okay, so if you look carefully, this whole thing was nothing but m only. Look, okay, that means this becomes m by 8. All right, and this sphere, if you tell me, so what is the field of this sphere removed? The sphere which is removed, what is its field at the point A? So look, center of this sphere is at point B, so this distance will be how much? 2.5 r. Yes or no? Because this is 2r and this is r by 2, so 2.5 r, correct? So that means if we have to write the net field at the point A, now once this cavity has been created, so you will write original field. Okay, this is the original field, which is how much? 4g, uh, 4g pi, or let me use this expression. Okay, so g into m by 9r square minus g into mass of this sphere. So you have to deduct the field of this. So g into mass of this, which is m by 8, into distance, which is 2.5 r whole square. That means 5 r by 2 whole square. That means 25 r square by 4. All right. So let us see what this becomes. 4 into 2. So I think g m by r square, if I take common, so here 1 by 9 is left. Okay, and here 1 by 25 to the 50 is left. All right, so that means this expression is becoming gm by r square. 50 minus 9 is 41 upon 9 into 50, correct? So this is the value of the E2. All right, now what we will do, basically the net force here will be what? In this position, like f2, value of f2 will be m into E2. Okay, so value of f2 we can write, let me write here. So value of f2 will be m into E2. Okay, so we can write the value of f1 upon, we have to find the ratio of f1 to f2. Okay, so that means f1 was m into E1. Okay, instead I will say that use this expression only, it will keep the calculations easy. Okay, we don't need to put this in 0 pi and down, so just use this expression, you can ignore this part. Okay, so m into E1. Okay, E1 is g into m by 9r square. This is f1, and divide by f2 will be what? This will be this g into m into 41 upon 9 into 50 into r square. Okay, now you see what happens. So this khach 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 khach, then khachak 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 khachak, then m also will get cancelled here, m will be also present because this is the field, so force will be m into E2. So this m I had missed, so this m will also be present, which will also get khached. So if you see, this 50 by 41 will go in the numerator. Okay, and this will become 50 by 41. So option A will be the correct answer for this question. All right. In this question, we have been given the velocity displacement graph of a cycle. Okay, and we have to choose the acceleration displacement graph. Okay, now first look at this phase. Okay, this phase. So like from the displacement 200 up till 400. Okay, look at the velocity. It is constant. What does this mean? This means that acceleration will be zero. In this phase, acceleration will be zero because velocity is not changing. Okay, now if you go back to the options, so between 200 to 400, they are showing acceleration 10. Khachak. This cannot be the correct answer. Okay. Again, between 200 to 400, acceleration is shown as 10. Khachak. Again, this cannot be the correct answer. Okay. Here they are showing between 200 to 400, acceleration is shown as 0. So this is a possibility. Okay. As of now, check the option D. Here between 200 to 400, again, acceleration is shown as 0. So again, this can be a possibility. Now, to check out between option C and D, let's go back to the option to the velocity graph. So look, this velocity graph is a straight line. Okay, this is a straight line. And what is the slope of this? So basically we can say that slope will be, look, tan theta, which is how much? 40 upon 200. Yes or no? So this graph, this velocity displacement graph in this region will be following the function y, which is velocity is equals to slope into displacement plus c. Okay, y is equals to max plus c. Now slope, as I said, will be tan theta will be equals to 40 upon 200, that means 1 upon 5. And what is c? C, you know, is y intercept, which is 10 over here. So basically this is the velocity versus displacement equation. All right, now very simply we can find acceleration as v dv by dx, right? Now what is velocity? Velocity is x by 5 plus 10, and dv by dx, which is the slope of this graph, is equals to 1 by 5. Okay, slope of this graph is 1 by 5. So that means this acceleration versus displacement equation, if you check out, is again, you can say, is a straight line graph. It's a straight line graph again. Okay, now if you go back to the option C, okay, option C was showing you the curve. That means it is trying to fool you, so you can do khachak. Okay, but if you go back to the option D, it is what we wanted. So option D is the correct answer for this question. I hope you would have understood. All right, let us see the next one. So basically here in this question, what happens, imagine a 200-gram cockroach which is moving at a uniform speed in a horizontal circular groove with vertical side walls of radius 20 centimeter. If the block takes 40 seconds to complete one round, then we have to find the normal force by the side walls. Now let me effectively show you the situation key. What is the effective question? Okay, so I have something. Okay, I have a hajmola. Okay, so can you see this cap? Okay, I hope all of you can see this cap. Okay, now look, imagine that I place a cockroach here, and this cockroach is moving inside the against the walls of the container like this. So it is going to perform a circular motion, right? I hope you are able to understand. It is going to perform a circular motion. Okay, so that situation, if you visualize, okay, that situation, let me first close this. Okay, that situation, if you visualize, okay, so basically see, this is the cap of the bottle. Okay, and so basically the, this bottom was the surface, here's the surface. Okay, so effectively what happens is that here is the cockroach, and this cockroach is moving in the circular motion like this. So basically the normal reaction from the wall, okay, normal reaction from the wall is going to provide the required centripetal force, right? Very easy question. Now the mass of the cockroach is 0.2 kilogram. Okay, look at this very heavy cockroach. Omega we know is 2 pi upon time period. Okay, so you have to square it, and radius of the circular motion is 0.2. All right, now look, this becomes 0.2 into 2 to the 4 pi square into 0.2 upon t square. Now time period of the circular motion was 40 seconds, so that will become 40 into 40. Cool enough. Now you see this 4, this will become 10. Okay, and this is how much? You can see this is 0.04. Okay, so 0.04 will become 0.01, and this will become 10. So in the numerator you get pi square into 0.01 upon 10 into 10. That means 100, which means this is pi square into 10 to the power minus 4. Now obviously pi square will be nearly 9 point something something. So that means option B will be the correct answer for this question. I hope you would have understood. All right. Look at this. 5 equal resistance are connected in the as shown. We have to find the effective resistance between A and B. So look at this point A and look at this point B. Very easy question. Just do one thing. Imagine if you have this circuit in your hands. Okay, imagine just. Okay. Now do one thing. Hold the point A and take it out and place it on the other side of ED. Look at this ED. So hold this A and place it on the, like, like how you flip a page. So just do that. So once you do that, so I'll show you how this circuit will look like. So look, this triangle EDC will be as it is. This triangle EDC will be as it is. It will not change because I have done nothing to EDC. So this is R, this is E, this is D, this is C. Okay, and this will be the point B basically. Okay, and this is R, this is also R, this is D. All right, and this part of the circuit will come here. Okay, it will start looking like this. Okay, so this will be A. Okay, this is R. So I hope you were able to visualize what will happen. Okay, this, now this B also you can, so this is how the circuit will look like. Now this B also, BC line also you can draw here. Okay, now I think this will be a eureka moment. Okay, you can see that this is a balanced Wheatstone bridge. So that means this R is useless, and if something is useless, you can remove that. I'm so sorry, this was not useless. Okay, yeah, now you can see this R and R will be in series. So that means this will be equals to what? 2R, and this R and R will also be in series, and this 2R and 2R are in parallel. That means R equivalent will be again R. 2R and 2R, when you join in parallel, the equivalent is R. I hope you were able to understand this. Very, very straightforward question. I hope you would have done this in the exam and you would have gotten 4 marks. Right? Let's move to the next question. Here you can see there's a thin circular ring of mass m and radius r is rotating about its axis with an angular velocity omega. So basically what is happening, there's a ring which is rotating about its axis. This is the axis, okay, with the angular velocity omega. Okay, the mass of the ring is capital M, the radius is small r. Now what you do, you drop two insects. Okay, so you can see I'm fond of insects. So let's say you drop one insect here and you drop one insect here. Okay, so we have to find the new angular speed. Now look, of course, if you place the insects, so we can say, if we consider them insect plus ring as a single system, so we can say that net external torque is zero about the hinge, because only hinge could have provided the torque about the hinge. Baki different forces like mg and every other force will have zero torque about the hinge, so you can conserve the angular momentum about the hinge. Right? Now what was the angular momentum of the ring? So that will be mr square into omega. This was the initial angular momentum, right? Because in angular momentum you can write as I omega. So mr square is the moment of inertia of the ring, omega is the angular velocity. That will be is equals to final angular momentum. So basically I'm doing L initial is equals to L final. Now what is the final angular momentum? That will be final moment of inertia. That will be what? That will be mr square for the ring plus 2mr square for the two mosquitoes. Okay, and this you have to multiply with the final angular velocity. So from here you can see that khachak, khachak, khachak. So omega final will be equals to what? M omega upon m plus 2m. Cool. So that means what will be the answer? Option, right? I hope you would have understood. Cool. Let's move to the next one. Again, very, very famous question. Okay. Look, the length of the metal wire is L1 when the tension in it is T1. And it is L2 when the tension in it is T2. So we have to find the natural length of the wire. Of course, by the look and feel of it, you can understand that this wire is nothing but behaving like a spring. So it's like basically following Hooke's law. Okay, it's following Hooke's law. Okay. Now imagine that this length, this wire has a natural length of L naught, which is what we want to find. Okay, let me write L naught like this. All right. Now, suppose you stretch this wire by the force T1. Okay, that means the tension in this wire will be T1. Okay, because the force with which you will pull the wire will be equals to the force with which wire will pull you back. Okay, third law. That means tension in this is T1. Okay, and now the length has become L1. Okay, now the length of the wire has become L1. So what is the extension in the fire? Extension in the wire. What is the extension in the wire? That is L1 minus L0. Correct. So using the Hooke's law, we can write force is equals to spring constant, or you can say force constant into extension. Okay, extension. That means K into L1 minus L0. That will be equals to T1. Okay. Along the similar lines, you can see when T1 becomes T2, then L1 will become L2 and X1 will become X2. Correct. So we can write T1 equals to T2. I mean T1 in place of T1 we can write T2, and L1 will become L2, and L0 is the natural length that will remain as it is. Okay, now what you can do, my dear friends, so you can just divide T2 by T1. Okay, if I divide T2 by T1, then you can see that we will get L2 minus L0 upon L1 minus L0. So if you cross multiply, so let me do this here. Okay, so so yeah, so if I cross multiply, so this becomes T2 L1 minus T2 L0 is equals to T1 L2 minus T1 L0. Now you can take L0 terms on one side and remaining terms on the other side. So this will come this side. So this will become T2 L1 minus T1 L2. This will go this side. So this, and then you can take L0 common. So this will become T2 minus T1. So value of L0 becomes T2 L1 minus T1 L2 divided by T2 minus T1. Cool. That means option B will be the correct answer for this question. I hope you would have understood. Here what happens is a convex lens which is in contact with a concave lens kept in air. Okay, so that means this is a convex lens and this is the, let's say, concave lens. Both are in contact with the air. the magnitude of the ratio of the focal length is 2 by 3. Of course, basically you remember that, let us say this is the convex lens focal length and this is the concave lens focal length. Remember that f2 will be negative, okay, because we know that concave lens has a negative focal length. All right, so basically they are saying that f1 by mod of f2, okay, f1 by mod of f2, that is actually equals to 2 by 3, right? So their equivalent focal length is 30 centimeters. Okay, now since remember f2 is negative, okay, f2 is negative, so actually if I remove the mod, so for a negative quantity if you remove the mod, so actually it will become like this. I hope you would have understood. Okay, so basically you can see that 3f1 will be equals to minus 2f2. Cool. Now question is saying that their equivalent focal length is 30 centimeters. Okay, equivalent focal length is 30 centimeters. That means 1 upon f1 plus 1 upon f2, that is equals to 1 upon 30. Cool. Now what we can do, we can put the value of f1 as minus 2 f2 by 3. So if I put f1 as minus 2 f2 by 3, okay, minus 2 f2 by 3, this is the value of f1, plus 1 upon f2 is equals to 1 upon 30. So look, if you see, what does this become? 2 by f2 minus 3 by f2, that means minus 1 upon f2 will be equals to minus 1 upon 2 f2, sorry, will be equals to 1 by 30. That means f2 will be equals to minus 15 centimeters. And if f2 is minus 15, so clearly f1 will be what? F1 will be uh, f1 value was minus 2 f2 by 3. That means minus 2 into minus 15 by 3, which becomes 10 centimeters. So convex lens will have a focal length of 10 and concave will have a focal length of minus 15. I hope you would have understood. Okay. Let us see this question. Which of the following equation represents a traveling wave? Now look, in a traveling wave, the simple check is that the combination of x and t should be a linear combination, okay, or it should be representable in a linear format. Now by the way, this is like painfully easy question. You cannot get an easier question than this, because you know, it's like questions that is telling you why take 4 marks. So all of us know that this is a this is a wave equation. It's a sinusoidal wave, because, and you can see that combination of x and t is in linear format. In none of the other equations the x and t are in linear format. Okay, this is a wave, but this is a standing wave. It is not a traveling wave. Question was asking about uh, traveling wave. All right, I hope you would have understood. All right, now see, in a simple harmonic oscillation, what fraction of total mechanical energy is in the form of kinetic energy when the particle is midway between extreme and mean? Very easy question. Let us say we have a cockroach which is oscillating between minus A and plus A. Alright, this is the equilibrium position. We know that total energy of oscillation is half into K into amplitude square. Cool. Now remember that, suppose let's say the particle is at a distance of x is equals to a by 2, okay, and we have to find the kinetic energy at this position. Okay, so very simple, there are many methods. Kinetic energy, one way is that you can write kinetic energy as total energy minus potential energy, right? Total energy is half k square, which remains constant, and u we know is half k into x square. Half k x square, x is nothing but a by 2, which means a square by 4. So half k x square. Okay. So how much does this become? This becomes half k into 3a square by 4. Then the question was that what fraction of the total mechanical energy is in the form of kinetic? That means we have to find the value of k by e. So if you do this, you can see that half k a square, half k a square will get cancelled. We will be getting 3 by 4. So option B will be the correct answer for this question. All right. Now in this question, basically there is an inclined plane of angle 30 degree, uh, and there's a horizontal electric field of 200 Newton per Coulomb. There's a block of mass 1 kg and charge 5 millicoulomb is allowed to slide from the rest from a height of 1 meter. So you can say that from the top. The coefficient of friction is also present, which is 0.2, and we have to find the time taken by the body to reach the bottom. Okay. So effectively, if I show you the block, let's say the block is like this over here. What are the forces? Okay, so forces are, look, mg cos 30. Okay, mg cos 30 will act like this. All right. So that means mg into root 3 by 2. Mg sine 30. This will be the driving force here, mg sine 30. Then electric field force will be QE like this. Look, QE force will be like this. So if I write that, so basically look, this is the angle 30 degree, okay, horizontal. This angle is 30 degree. So QE will go in the rightward direction. Okay. So if I take the component of QE up the plane, so that will be QE into cos 30. Okay, QE into cos 30. That means root 3 by 2. Okay. And acha, before that, let's also find the value of QE. So QE, that is the force due to electric field, will be how much? Charge is 0.005 into 200. Okay, so you can see that this becomes 1 Newton. Okay, this becomes 1 Newton. So basically you can say that QE value is 1. So you can write this as root 3 by 2 newtons. Okay, 1 into root 3 by 2. So this is the upward component of QE, and then this will be the inward component of QE, because QE, remember, is acting like this. So this will be QE. This angle was 30, so this angle will be 60. So this will be QE cos 60 or sin 30, whatever you want to call it. That means 1 into sin 30, that means half Newton. Okay. Now, of course, normal reaction will balance both of these forces. So also let's find the value of mg. So mg is equals to what? Mg is equals to 9.8 into 1. So 9.8 Newton is the value of mg. All right. And normal reaction, the value of normal reaction will be is equals to mg into root 3 by 2. Okay, mg into root 3 by 2 plus half. Okay, this is the value of the normal reaction. That means 9.8 into root 3 by 2, that means 4.9 into root 3. Okay, plus 0.5. This is the value of the normal reaction. All right. Now, of course, as the block is going to move down, so we can say that friction will be acting in the upward direction. So value of the friction will be is equals to what? That will be mu into normal reaction. Now the mu is how much? 0.2 here. So 0.2 into normal reaction, which is 4.9, 4.9 into root 3 plus 0.5. Okay, that means if you see 4.9 into 0.2 will become how much? 0.98 into root 3, and this is 5 2s are 10. So this becomes how much? 0.1. Okay, so this is the value of the friction that is going to act up the plane. Okay, now look clearly, mg by 2, what is the value of mg by 2? So this value is 4.9. Okay, because mg is 9.8, so mg by 2 will be 4.9. So if you check out the value of friction, so just for the purpose of understanding, let us imagine that this is 1 Newton. This is 1. This is 1. So that means this becomes root 3 into 1. Root 3 is 1.73 and plus 1 is 1.83. So effectively, approximately, this value becomes 1.83. And root 3 by 2 is also even, you can say that this will be nearly 0.8, 0.85 something. So basically 0.85 and we can say 1.83 will be nearly 2 point something, 2.7 maybe. So that means the downward force is dominant over the summation of friction plus root 3 by 2, which means that the block will slide down, right? Block will slide down. And now we can write the acceleration of the block. So acceleration of the block will be how much? 4.9, which is the mg force, minus friction, which is 0.98 into root 3 minus 0.1. This is the value of the friction basically. Okay, minus root 3 by 2, minus root 3 by 2. This is the total value of the force acting down the plane. Okay, and this you have to divide by the mass of the block, which is 1 kg. That means uh, this will be the value of the acceleration. And now since we have to find the time taken by the body to reach the downward like bottom, so look, this distance if I say is L, which is the displacement of the block equals to hypotenuse of the triangle. So clearly L sine 30 is equals to 1. Okay, this is the height of the inclined plane, which is 1. So that means L becomes 2 meters. And now we can say that L will be is equals to half into this acceleration A into t square. So this L is 2, this half will come on this side, so this will be 4 upon acceleration. Okay, acceleration is this value 4.9 4.9 minus 0.98 into root 3. Okay, in minus 0.1 minus root 3 by 2. Okay, this is equals to t square. Okay, now if you just do the rough calculation, as I told, this you can treat as 1. So this becomes 1.73, 1.73 and 0.1 becomes 1.83. And so basically this becomes 4 upon 4.9 minus 1.83 minus how much? This will again become 1.73 by 2. So 0.85, I'm just doing the rough calculation. Okay, 1.7 is 0.8, so you can say this will become 0.86 maybe. Okay, and for easing the calculation, let's put it 0.87, so this will become a good number. So look, this becomes 1.9 and 2.7. So basically this value becomes how much? This becomes 4 upon 4.9 minus 2.7. So that means this becomes 2.2. So we can say that this value is will be 2 upon 1.1, correct? So clearly you can see that this value is slightly, I mean, this you can write 20 by 11. This is the value of t square. So how much this will be? So you can say that this is 11, 1 is 11. Okay, then 9 0 will be left. So 11 is 8 is 88. Okay, then 2 0. So basically 1. So approximately I'm saying that t square is 1.81. So you can see that under root of this will be nearly 1.3, 1.4, somewhere between that. So best option is 1.3. So as I've done the rough calculation, I hope you would have understood how you can do the rough calculation, and you don't need to do the exact calculation. Okay, so as to just get the idea what will be the answer. All right. Then here what happens for changing the capacitor of a given parallel plate capacitor, a dielectric material of dielectric constant K is used, which has the same area as that of the plates of the capacitor. The thickness of the dielectric is 3d by 4, where d is the separation between the plates. The new capacitance C dash in terms of original capacitance C naught is given by. Now see what is happening. Let us say this is a capacitor. Okay, and let us say the distance between the plate is d. Okay, and the plate area is a, so C naught can be written as epsilon naught a by d. All right, now look what we have done. We have put a dielectric of constant K whose thickness is 3d by 4. So let us say we have put a dielectric here. Okay, and this thickness is 3d by 4. 3d by 4, this is the thickness, and the dielectric constant is K. Okay, so we can imagine that there is one more dielectric of vacuum. Okay, this region is vacuum, so we can think as if this is a dielectric of vacuum, and its electric constant is K is equals to 1, and this is d by 4. All right, then basically what you can do, you can treat these two capacitances in the series. Okay, these two capacitances in series. So what is the capacitance C1? So C1 will be is equals to K into epsilon naught into A upon thickness of the dielectric, which is 3d by 4. Similarly, C2 can be written as K, which is 1 into epsilon naught into area upon thickness of the dielectric, which is d by 4. Okay, and 1 upon C dash. 1 upon C dash will be 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2. Okay, that means 1 upon C dash will become 3d upon 4k epsilon naught A plus 1 upon C2 will become d upon how much this is 4 epsilon naught A. So from here we can take out let me do the calculation here. So 1 upon C dash will be is equals to, so 1 upon epsilon naught A by d will come out. Okay, here we will be left with 3 upon 4k plus 1 upon 4. Okay, in fact 4 also you can take out. Okay, 4 also we can take out. So 4, let it be here. So here 4 epsilon naught A by d has come out, so 3 by k plus 1. All right, now this value was 1 by c, 1 by c naught. So this will become 1 upon 4 C naught, and this is 3 plus K upon K. So C dash becomes 4 C naught K upon 3 plus K. 4 C naught K upon 4 C naught K upon 3 plus K. So option A will be the correct answer for this question. I hope you would have understood. Okay, let's move to the new one. All right. See, in this question, what is happening is that the de Broglie wavelength associated with an electron and a proton were calculated by accelerating them through the same potential of 100 volts. What would be nearly the ratio of their wavelength? They have given the mass of the proton to mass of the electron. Now look, we know that de Broglie wavelength is equals to h upon mass of the particle into speed of the particle, right? Now look, this is nothing but the linear momentum of the particle. So linear momentum of the particle can be written as under root of 2 into mass into kinetic energy of the particle. The very famous relation, linear momentum is under root 2m into kinetic energy. Okay. Now suppose there's a charge q. Okay, suppose there's charge q. It has been accelerated through a potential difference of v naught. Okay, it has been accelerated through the potential difference of v naught. That simply means that its potential energy will decrease by qv naught, hence its kinetic energy will increase by qv naught. Okay, so imagining that they were accelerated from the rest. Okay, so their kinetic energy will become qv naught after the acceleration has happened. Okay, so we can say that kinetic energy after the acceleration has happened, its value will be qv naught. Okay, now remember that for the charge, for the proton q is positive and for the electron q is negative, but understand that here in this relation you have to put the magnitude of q. Q being positive or negative just changes the direction of the motion. So for example, suppose electric field is towards right, imagine. So in that case proton will accelerate towards right and electron will accelerate towards left. That is the only change that will happen. So the polarity of the charge just changes the direction of the motion. It does not change the magnitude of kinetic energy. So you have to understand that kinetic energy will be same for both proton and electron because they both were accelerated through the same potential difference and they have same magnitude of the charge. So we can say that kinetic energy of the proton will be equals to kinetic energy of the electron. All right, now so that means h is same for both because h is the Planck's constant, k is same for both. 2 will be same, that means mass is different, so lambda of look, lambda of first particle is electron, second particle is proton. That means lambda of electron to lambda of proton will be basically 1 upon under root of mass of electron to under root of mass of proton, because lambda is inversely proportional to the 1 upon under root mass if we have kinetic energy same. That means this value will be mass of proton upon mass of electron, which is 1860. Okay, is to 1. Now under root of 1860, if you check out, it will be nearly 43. This value is approximately 43, approximately. So option A will be the correct answer for this question, right? Look at this. When the frequency of an AC source in series LCR circuit increases from a small value, the current in the circuit first increases, attains a maximum value, and then decreases. This is right, because if you remember, you know, basically the z is equals to, or z square is equals to r square plus xc minus xl ka whole square, xc minus xl ka whole square. All right, so z square can be written as r square plus, now xc is 1 upon omega c minus xl is omega l. Okay, xl is omega l. So if the omega is very small, okay, if the omega is very small, then this value is negligible, but this value is very large. This value is very large. So think of it as 0. Think of it as 10 lakhs. Okay, this thing. That means Z is very large. Z is very large. That means current will be very small, because we can say that current will be IRMS, current will be VRMS upon Z. Yes or no? That means if omega is very small, then current is very small because Z is very large. Now as omega starts increasing, we can say that this value will become finite. Okay, finite, like this value will decrease, decrease, decrease. So effectively what happens, Z becomes minimum at resonance when this term becomes 0, and at that value Z becomes equals to R. Okay, then the current in the circuit becomes maximum, and then if you increase the omega beyond that, then again this term becomes positive. Now omega L becomes more than omega 1 by omega C, and now again Z starts increasing, and you can say that again current will start decreasing. So statement 1 is absolutely correct. Statement 2 is, in an LCR circuit the value of power factor at resonance is 1. This is also right. That means both statement 1 and 2 are right. I hope you would have understood. Let's see the next one. Here in this question, basically if the source of a light in YDAC is changed from red to violet, then what will happen? So look, if we are changing the source from red to violet, that means frequency is increasing, that means lambda is decreasing. Lambda of violet is less than lambda of red. Okay, fringes will become brighter, no, because we are not changing the intensity of light. Okay, that means fringes brightness will not change. Intensity of minima will increase, again no. We imagining whatever was the intensity, like no change will happen to intensity, because we are imagining that intensity will remain the same, because we are not changing the intensity of light. Central bright fringe will become dark fringe, again not. Central will be still maxima, because path difference will be still 0 at the center. Consecutive bright fringe will come closer. This is right. Why? Because if you remember, what is beta? Beta means beta fringe width. So beta is lambda capital D by small d. Okay, and if lambda has decreased, so we can say that fringe width has decreased, which means consecutive fringes are becoming closer and closer. Okay, so I hope you would have done this question. It would have gotten you some good marks or easy marks. All right. Let us see this question. The wavelength of the photon emitted by the hydrogen atom when an electron makes transition from n equals to 2 to n equals to 1. Now if you have not done this question, then of course you would regret, because one of the easiest question, we know that energy formula for the hydrogen is minus 13.6 into z square by n square. If you want the energy of the first level, then we can write z will be 1 for the hydrogen, and n if you can put 1, that means minus of 13.6 electron volts. Okay, if you want the second energy, then you can write minus 13.6, z will be again 1, and n if you put 2, so it will become 4. This becomes minus 3.4 electron volt. So when the electron jumps from second state to the first state, so energy difference E2 minus E1. Okay, this much energy difference is there in the second state and the first state, and this energy difference is released in the form of photon. That means you will get a photon whose wavelength, whose energy is 10.2 electron volt. Now remember that wavelength of a photon can be written as 1242 upon energy in electron volt. So this is the formula that gives you the wavelength of the photon, and this answer will be in the nanometers. Now clearly you can see that 1242 divided by 10.2, so this value will be nearly 121. Okay, very easy question. I hope you would have done this. Very easy, 4 marks you would have gotten from this. All right. So in this question, basically, it talks about the Fermi level, like what will happen to a Fermi level when the doping in the semiconductor is increased. Now, so it's a more of a fact-based question, factual question. So remember the semiconductors. In the semiconductors, there's something called as conduction bands in which the conduction electrons are present, and there's something called as valence bands in which the holes will be created. Okay, so whenever a conduction electron jumps from the valence band to the conduction band, the holes are created in the valence band. All right. Now Fermi level in the intrinsic semiconductor, which means when there is no doping, so the Fermi level is at the middle. That means the at the midpoint of conduction band and the valence band. That means if I call this as the band gap, so the Fermi level is at the middle of it. Okay. Basically Fermi level effectively means the, you can say, the energy of the electron or the energy level. In reality it's a hypothetical energy level because no such energy level actually exists. So you can say Fermi level is the hypothetical energy level where we have the probability of finding the electron as 50%. That means like there are chances that like the probability of finding electron will be half. All right. So in the case of intrinsic semiconductor, this is that level at the exact midpoint. Now imagine if the n type doping is increased, that means more and more electrons will be in the conduction band. Okay, here the electron concentration will increase, which means the energy level will shift up. This Fermi level will shift up because energy of the electrons, more and more number of electrons are increasing in the conduction band. So Fermi level starts moving up. Okay, whereas if the p type doping is done, then what will happen? More and more holes will increase in the valence band. That means the effective energy level will start shifting down. So for an n-type semiconductor, the Fermi level shifts towards the conduction band, and for a p-type semiconductor, it will go down towards the valence band. So if you look, this is wrong. This is saying that Fermi level of p-type semiconductor will go down, and for n-type it will go up. So option B is the correct answer. All right. Then in this question, there is a current of 10 ampere which exists in a wire of cross section 5 millimeter square. Drift velocity is 2 into 10 power minus 3. The number of electrons in each cubic meter of wire. Very formula based question. Remember that relation between current and drift speed is I is equals to n into Vd into magnitude of the charge on the electron into cross sectional area. Here n is the number of free charge particles, which effectively is the electron per meter cube. Okay, so which is also called as charge carrier density. So effectively, which is what we have to find here, number of electrons per meter cube. So simply n can be written as I upon n into Vd into A. So value of I is how much? 10 ampere. Vd is 2 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay. Magnitude of the charge on the electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. And cross sectional area is 5 millimeter square. So that if you put here in meter square, it will become 10 to the power minus 6. So basically, if you do the calculation here, look, this is minus 3, this is minus 19, so minus 22, minus 28, and this will make it, or let's write minus 28 only. So this will go in the numerator, so this will become 10 to the power 29 upon 5 into 2 will be 10, and this will become 16. Okay, so if you look, this becomes 100. If I take 100 separately, so this becomes how much? 100 upon 16 into 10 to the power 29, 27, sorry. Okay, this is 4 into 4, and this is 4 into 25. All right. So if you take further 100, so this will become 100 by 4 into 10 to the power 25. So this will become 6. This will become 25. So 25 and 25 will be 625. So that will be 625 into 10 to the power 25. So option B will be the correct answer for this question. I'm sure that most of you would have done this question. This will give you plus 4 marks very easily, and this will improve your ranks quite a lot in the JEE. All right. Let us look at this question. Again, a very easy question. In my opinion, most of you should have done this question in the exam. A deuteron and an alpha particle having equal kinetic energy enter perpendicular into the magnetic field. The radius of deuteron and the alpha particle are Rd and R alpha. So we have to find the ratio. Now look, what is a deuteron? Deuteron is a isotope of hydrogen. So it is 1H2. So basically it has one extra neutron in comparison to hydrogen. Okay, and we know that alpha particle is a helium nucleus. Okay, so this is basically deuteron, and this is basically alpha particle. All right. So if you compare charge wise, so charge here is q, then it will be 2q here, and mass wise, if you call mass as m here, then this will be 2m. All right. So both charge and mass on the alpha particle is double that of deuteron. Okay. Now look, radius, if we know that when a charge is thrown in a magnetic field perpendicular to it, then it performs a UCM whose radius is given by mv by qb. All right, mv by qb. Okay. Now again, if you look here in the question, it says that both deuteron and the alpha particle were having equal kinetic energy. So this mv is the linear momentum, which can be written as under root 2 into mass into kinetic energy, okay, upon q into b. So according to the data of the question, we can say that kinetic energy of the alpha particle was equals to kinetic energy of the deuteron. which means the radius will be proportional to under root of mass upon charge. That means radius of deuteron upon radius of alpha particle will be equals to root of mass of deuteron upon charge on deuteron, and here you will get mass of alpha particle into the charge on alpha particle. Now mass of deuteron was m, so this will be root m. Charge on the deuteron was q. Charge on the alpha particle is 2q, and mass of the alpha particle is root 2m. So from here m and m gets cancelled, q and q gets cancelled, 2 upon root 2 becomes root 2. So option B will be the correct answer to this question. So in this question, basically there is a glass rod of radius 1 mm which is inserted symmetrically into a glass capillary of radius 2 mm. So as of now, let's call this value as r. So this will become 2r. Okay, we will put the value of r later. The whole arrangement is brought in contact with the surface of water. Surface tension is given to what height it will rise. So let's first understand the situation. It's a good question. Let's say this is the, imagine a hollow cylinder. Okay, hollow cylinder which is the outer capillary, which is of radius 2r. Okay, so this is a hollow thing, right? Now in this inside this what we have done, we have put a solid glass, okay, capillary of radius r, and symmetrically. So this red cylinder which you can see is solid. Okay, that means nothing can go within this. Okay, so this entire region is solid. Okay, so nothing can go within this. Now when this whole thing is brought in contact with the water surface, so water will rise. Now you have to imagine here in 3D that how will the water surface look like. Okay, so look, water surface will touch the outer capillary like this, and water surface will also touch the inner capillary like this, and between this the surface will be like this. Okay, because here the angle of contact will be 0, and here also the angle of contact will be 0. Okay, so you must understand that, like, if you want to imagine in 3D, so imagine a donut. Okay, now I hope all of you know what's a donut. So it's a donut. It's a basically, now if you cut the donut from the horizontal, from the horizontal plane, in the middle of it, okay, in the middle of it, so you'll get this kind of a structure. Okay, now imagine the bottom of that bottom of that donut. So it will be like, this kind of a surface. This is exactly the surface of water over here. Okay, water surface. So if you are able to visualize this, then what we can do, we can balance the force on the risen water. So let us say this is the height of the risen water, which is what we have to calculate. So we will say that surface tension on the outer surface, forces due to surface tension, which will be T into 2 pi into 2r, because this radius is 2r. So on this outer surface, the surface tension forces will be going up. Okay, like this. Similarly here also, here also, here also. So T into 2 pi into 2r, and on the inner surface also the surface tension forces will be going up, like here, 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 here. So that will be T into 2 pi into r. This is the total forces due to surface tension that will balance the weight of the risen water. Now how will you write the weight of risen water? So that will be the volume of this region where the water has risen, multiplied by the density into gravity. Okay, now what is the volume of this region? So that will be volume of the bigger cylinder, which is blue cylinder, minus the volume of the red cylinder. Okay, so what is the volume of the blue cylinder? So that is pi into 2r square into h. Okay, pi into 2r square h minus pi into r square h. So this is the total volume of the blue minus red. Okay, which basically have in the shaded region, into density of the water into gravity. So this is the equation that we will make. Okay, now from here you can see pi, 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 r, r. So wait, look, first I'll cut r later. So 2 to the 4 plus 2, that means 6 into t into r. Okay, 6 into t into r. This is 2 to the 4 r square minus r square. So 3 r square into h into rho into g. All right, that means the value of r will also get cancelled now. So that means 6t will be is equals to 3r h rho g. So this you can cancel, this will become 2. So 2t by r rho g, that is the value of h we are getting. Now we can put the value. So surface tension is given as 0.07 in the question. R is 1 mm, so that means 10 to the power minus 3 into how much, into the rho is 1000, gravity is 10. That means this will nullify, this will become 2 into 0.07 upon 10 in meters. So in centimeter, if you have to find this, you have to multiply with the 100. So that means this becomes how much, 1.4 centimeters. So option A. This question was good, of course, but many times you would have done this question in the sessions also, if you know that. But in case you could not do, then also this was a good question. All right, I mean, this required a visualization. Okay, Acha, we can do that question, like this question, by the one more method, that is pressure method. But for that you will need to know Young's formula, which is not in the JEE syllabus. So basically that is the Young's formula, tells you the pressure, excess pressure across a general surface. So that 2t by r result which you might be knowing is true for a spherical surface. For a general surface, the Young's formula is T into 1 by access pressure is T into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So if you know that, then you can use that also to solve this question. Now here in this question, monatomic gas of molar mass 4 gram is kept in an insulated light container. Container is moving at the velocity 30 meter per second. If the container is suddenly stopped, then what is the rise in temperature? So look, what is happening here is that basically, let us say this is a container which contains a gas of molar mass 4 grams. Let's say this value is m naught for the time being. Okay, molar mass I'm calling m naught. Let us say we have n moles, so we have n moles of this gas. Okay, so basically what is the total mass of the gas present? Total mass of the gas present is number of moles into the molar mass. Okay, so this is the number of this is the total mass of the gas present. All right, now this container is moving with the velocity 30 meter per second. Okay, this is moving at the speed of 30 meter per second. So if I ask you what is the total kinetic energy of this gas, okay, total kinetic energy of the gas, so remember, total kinetic energy of the gas is F by 2 nRT. Let's say right now temperature is T1, F by 2 nRT1. But this kinetic energy is in the container frame. This kinetic energy is in the container frame. Okay, that means if the container was not moving, okay, but because of the motion of container, you can see that center of mass of the gas is also moving at the speed v0, right? So you will also add the kinetic energy half into total mass of the gas into v0 square. So this is the total kinetic energy of the gas. This is because of the Brownian motion, zigzag motion, which is in the container frame. All right, the gas is moving inside the container, and plus the motion due to the we can say container motion of container, because since the container is moving in the forward direction, which is why the center of mass of the gas will also be moving. Now, once you stop the container, so this kinetic energy basically you can say will become available for the rise in the temperature, and gas will absorb this energy and its temperature will rise. So you can say that final kinetic energy will remain the same, but it will be present entirely in the format of its Brownian motion. So you can say that kinetic energy will be F by 2 nRT2. Okay, so temperature will rise because of loss of this kinetic energy. It will we can say it will become as a heat, and this heat will be absorbed by the gas, which will raise the internal kinetic energy of the gas. Okay, so using this we can say that we can equate these two values. So we can say F by 2 nRT2 is equals to F by 2 nRT1 plus half into, now m is equals to n m naught into v naught square. Okay, so from here you can see that n n gone, 2 2 2 gone, F into R into T2 minus T1 is the rise in the temperature, that will be is equals to m naught into v naught square. All right, now look, this was a monatomic gas, that means number of degrees of freedom will be 3. Okay, R we can take it as it is. Delta T we have to find. M naught is the molar mass, which is 0.004, because 4 grams, which is in kilogram, will be 0.004. And V naught was, I think, 30. Okay, V naught was 30. So that means you will write this as 30 into 30. All right. So from here, you can see that what does delta T become? So the value of delta T becomes this 3, you can make it 10. And so this will become how much? 0.4 into 3. So 1.2 upon R. And this value was given as x upon 3000 R in the question. So R and R gets cancelled. That means x becomes 3600. All right. Let us see the next one. 1 mole of a rigid diatomic gas performs a work of Q by 5 when Q heat is supplied to it. We have to find the molar heat capacity of this gas in this process. So look, using the first law of thermodynamics, this is an easy question. I think many of you might have done this. Using the first law of thermodynamics, we can say that heat supplied is equals to work done plus change in the internal energy, right? Now, Q amount of heat is supplied, work done by the gas is Q by 5. Okay, that means the change in the internal energy becomes 4Q by 5, right? Now, the change in the internal energy for any gas can be written as F by 2 nR delta T. Okay, F by 2 nR delta T. This is the change in the internal energy. Okay, and remember, the heat supplied to the gas in any process can be written as Nc delta T, where C is the molar heat capacity of that process. All right. Now, if I divide this equation 2 by equation 1, so you can see that Q upon 4Q by 5, Q upon 4Q by 5 will become how much? 5 by 4, right? N khach khach, delta T khach khach. So we will have C upon F by 2R. Okay. For a diatomic gas, rigid means we have to ignore vibrational degrees of freedom. Diatomic gas F will be 5, which means C will become 5R by 2 into 5 by 4. That means 25R by 8. That means X becomes 25. I hope you would have understood. Easy question. I think most of you should have done this. Okay. Then disk of mass m with a uniform surface mass density is sigma. The center of mass of a quarter disk is at the position of, now, like basically this question, I think many of you know this as a result, that center of mass of a quarter disk is at a distance of 4a by 3 pi comma 4a by 3 pi. So in case you knew this, then you can write directly x as 4. Okay, the value of x will directly become 4. But suppose you did not know this, then also you could have thought this. Let me tell you how. See, we know that center of mass of a semi-disk, okay, semi-disk, that is at a distance of 4 into radius upon 3 pi. So if the radius of this disk is a, so here is the center of mass of a semi-disk. Okay, so this is the point O, and this distance is 4 into a by 3 pi. That everybody knows. All right, where a is the radius. All right. Now look, one thing you must understand is that this semi-disk can be thought of as summation of two quarter disks, right? Summation of two quarter disks. Okay. Let us say now if the center of mass of the semi-disk is here, then center of mass of the quarter disk will be here, C1 let us say, and this will be C2. Okay, and C1 and C2 will be symmetrical with respect to C. C1 and C2 will be symmetrical with respect to C, right? So this distance is 4a by 3 pi. This distance is also 4a by 3 pi. Very obvious, correct? So this distance is 4a by 3 pi, which means this value should be 4a by 3 pi, because if you look at this disk, so that means this is 4a by 3 pi. That means x should be 4. Okay, and now if you just look at the quarter disk, just look at the quarter disk, just this part. So if the y coordinate is 4a by 3 pi, then the x coordinate should also be 4a by 3 pi. Why? Because this disk is absolutely identical in the x and y axis, so which is why you're getting x and y coordinate identical. Okay, but this I think many of you know as a standard result also. So anyway, I hope you would have understood. Then in this question, what happens? There's a ball of mass 4 kg moving with the velocity of 10 meter per second. It collides with a spring of length 8 meters and a force constant 100. The length of the compressed spring at the maximum compression is. So basically, we have to find the length of the compressed spring. So what is happening here? Let us say that this is the ground. Okay, and let's say this is the spring. Okay, this is the spring, and here there is a ball of mass 4 kg which is moving at 10 meter per second. All right, the value of the k is 100. Okay, so we have, so at maximum compression, suppose this ball collides and compresses the spring till here, so spring will be like this. So this is the value of the maximum compression x. So we can say that kinetic energy of the ball, which is half into m into v square. Okay, this would have become the potential energy in the spring, half into 100 into x into x. All right, so half and half gone, so 100 gone. Okay, so x square becomes 4, that means x becomes 2. That means the compression in the spring is 2. But be careful here, the question is asking the length of the compressed spring. So the natural length of the spring was 8, that means this length was 8. Okay, and the compression is 2. Okay, that means this is the length of the compressed spring, which will be 6. Okay, so although this was a very easy question, but still some of you might have gotten wrong if you were not careful in reading this question. So the learning from this question is that, moral of the story is that you should be careful in reading the question. All right, then let us see this question here. In this, there's an inductor of 10 millihenry. It is connected to a 20-volt battery through a resistor of 10 kilo ohm and a switch. After a long time, when the maximum current is set up in the circuit, the battery is shorted. The current in the circuit after 1 microsecond of shorting is this milliampere. We have to find the value of x. So look, what is happening is that we have an inductor L, okay, and resistance R. All right, and this has been connected through a battery of, let us say, value V. All right, and this is a switch. Okay, now what happens is that we close the switch and allow the current to build up. So we know that in this case, when the current is built up, so after a long time, the current in this circuit will become V by R. Okay, current in this circuit will become V by R. That's a steady state current. After a lot of time, this will happen. Okay, now what you do, you open the switch. Sorry, my bad. No, we don't open the switch. We short the battery. Shorting the battery means that you remove the battery and you place a wire here. So that means battery will now become a wire. So effectively, this is the situation. Okay, this is the situation. Now remember the current that was flowing. So suppose this was the current. Now this current will start decreasing. Okay, this will become a decaying circuit. So this current will start decreasing. Okay, and we know that for a decreasing circuit, the current is written as I is equals to I naught into e to the power minus t by tau. All right, so we have to find the value of the current at 1 microsecond after shorting. That means I naught will be V by R. Okay, I naught will be V by R, e to the power minus t by tau. Okay, tau we know is L by R, tau is L by R. Okay, so we can find the current. We have to just put the values here. So let me put the values. So basically, V is how much? V is 20, I guess. V is 20 volts, yes. And the resistance is 10 kilo ohm. That means 10,000. We have to put here e to the power minus t. T is 1 microsecond. That means 10 to the power minus 6. Resistance is 10,000. and the value of L is 10 millihenry. That means 0.01 Henry. So if you see, we can say that this will go in the, like, this will cut it entirely. Okay, so this value becomes how much? This value becomes I is equals to 20 by, so this 0 will get cancelled, and this will be 0.002 into e to the power minus 1. Okay, e to the power minus 1. E to the power minus 1 is given as 0.37, so that means 0.002 into 0.37. So this becomes how much? This becomes this will be in the amperes note. This will be in the amperes. So in the milliampere, if you want to write, so we have to multiply this by 1000 in the milliamperes. So this will become 2 into 0.37 milliampere. So this becomes 2 into 37 upon 100 milliampere. That means this becomes 74 upon 100 milliampere, which means x is equals to 74. So I hope you would have understood. And again, this was not a very difficult question, a bit calculative, but not even that much. They had given you the value of e to the power minus 1. So I think if you are well read, then you would have done this question in the exam. I will say this is a moderate type of question, not very difficult. Okay, but yet not formula based, but yet not very difficult. Okay, so I hope you would have understood. Thank you so much.
So this question is actually based on balancing of redox reactions. तो एक आयनिक फॉर्म में redox reaction लिखा हुआ है and you need to balance this reaction to get the correct answer. Though I would like to suggest a trick to get the direct answer without wasting any time. Like in this reaction, you can easily check I minus is getting oxidized, right? I minus is getting oxidized and chlorine is getting reduced. Cl यहाँ पे आपका +5 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट में है, यहाँ पे -1 में, तो रिड्यूस्ड हो गया क्लोराइड. सल्फर बेसिकली यहाँ +6 है और यहाँ भी +6 है. सल्फर इज नॉट गेटिंग ऑक्सीडाइज्ड और रिड्यूस्ड. सो योर आंसर इज दिस बिकॉज यू नीड टू फाइंड आउट द इनकरेक्ट ऑप्शंस. So if only one has to be chosen, one is quite visible. Now to solve this question, we need to balance. To get the other options checked, we need to balance this reaction. So let me balance this reaction. I minus is getting into I2. So for this, we need to add 2 electrons here. And ClO3 minus changing into Cl minus plus 3H2O, right? तो 3H2 में 6H plus आ गया, 6H plus 6 electron. Now this reaction is also balanced. Multiply this reaction by 3 to get the electrons cancelled. So once you multiply and add these two half reactions, you will get 6I minus plus ClO3 minus changing into 3I2 plus Cl minus plus 3H2O and left hand side में एक 6H plus और आ गया. और क्योंकि हमारा जो रिएक्शन है उसके अंदर H2SO4 एंड HSO4 भी लिखना है, so we need to add some HSO4, like 6 HSO4 minus has to be added in both the side, so we get the correct equation in the original form, right? So HSO4 minus has an stoichiometric coefficient 6, so this is a correct statement. Iodine is getting oxidized, quite visible, rather it should have been written I minus is getting oxidized into I2. Sulfur is reduced, already wrong hai. H2 is one of the product which is there in the equation. So your correct answer is already there. Sulfur का reduction नहीं हो रहा है. Sulfur is not participating in the redox reaction. So simple concept based on balancing of redox reaction, and ion electron method is the easiest method to balance the chemical reaction, especially if it is written in ionic form, a redox reaction. In this question, you need to identify the correct structure of A whose properties are actually given in the question. All right, like it is reacting with tolerance reagent. A के साथ Ag2O है, basically silver oxide जो white PPT बनाता है. Basically this is actually the property of terminal alkyne, right? It should have been white PPT, but it could have been silver mirror अगर aldehyde होता तो. But आगे का जो reaction है Hg2 plus H plus, this is actually showing the reaction of alkyne. So compound A is expected to be an alkyne and terminal alkyne from the first reaction. So from the first reaction, it is in the reaction with H plus and mercuric ion, it is forming B. B on reduction with NaBH4 forming C. C zinc chloride concentrate HCl gives white turbidity within 5 minutes, which indicates the presence of secondary alcohol. If you know that zinc sulfide and concentrate HCl is Leucos reagent, with tertiary it forms white turbidity immediately. With secondary alcohol it forms white turbidity in 5 to 10 minutes, and with primary it do not form any white turbidity under ordinary conditions. All right, so this compound C is supposed to be a secondary alcohol, and NaBH4 का reduction product है secondary alcohol, so this compound is expected to be ketone का reduction product secondary alcohol होता है. Now from this particular information we need to find out the structure of A. So एक बात clear हो गया कि बी कंपाउंड में क्योंकि OH टर्मिनल पोजीशन पे नहीं है, प्राइमरी अल्कोहल नहीं है, बीच की पोजीशन पे है, दैट मीन्स जो आपका ए है उसमें ट्रिपल बॉन्ड की जो पोजीशन होगी, दिस शुड बी समथिंग लाइक दिस। एक तो ये टर्मिनल एल्काइन हो गया और एक यहाँ पे एल्काइल ग्रुप लगा दिया मैंने, ऑलराइट। एंड बिकॉज अगर ये एल्काइल ग्रुप नहीं लगाओगे, केवल एसिटिलीन ले लोगे, तो एसिटिलीन से CH3CHO बना लेगा, एंड CH3CHO का अगर आप रिडक्शन करते हो तो प्राइमरी अल्कोहल बनता है, तो इट इज नॉट एथिलीन इथाइन एक्चुअली। तो ये ऑप्शन कट गया बिकॉज ऑफ बीइंग सेकेंडरी अल्कोहल, रिडक्शन प्रोडक्ट सेकेंडरी अल्कोहल होने की वजह से। तो ए नहीं होगा, बी हो नहीं सकता क्योंकि टर्मिनल एल्काइन नहीं है, डी रिजेक्टेड है क्योंकि एल्काइन ही नहीं है, सो ओनली सी इज गोइंग टू बी द राइट आंसर। नाउ यू कैन चेक द प्रोडक्ट। अगर आप इसका रिएक्शन H प्लस Hg2 से कराओगे तो you'll get CH3 COH CHOH CH3 एंड देन अगर आप एनीवेज आई मीन इसका रिएक्शन कराओगे तो COH के साथ डबल बॉन्ड CH2 मिलेगा जो टॉटोमेराइज होकर के CH3CO CH3 में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा। और अगर इसका हम रिडक्शन करेंगे NaBH4 के साथ विल गेट सेकेंडरी अल्कोहल, और सेकेंडरी अल्कोहल जब आप ल्यूकोस रिएजेंट से रिएक्शन कराओगे तो व्हाइट टर्बिडिटी विद इन 5 मिनट बन जाएगा, ऑलराइट। So the most suitable answer, I mean the only answer is going to be C. Okay. This question is another organic chemistry question where you need to identify the structure of A, right? Organic compound A of the molecular formula this, ये dichloro compound है, dichloro compound can be vicinal dichloro, can be geminal dichloro, can be isolated, is hydrolyzed to give compound B which gives an oxime, that means ये ketone हो सकता है, aldehyde हो सकता है, with hydroxyl amine and form yellow PPT with a mixture of iodine and NaOH. This is haloform reaction. That means your compound B actually contain this particular group, क्योंकि ये जरूरी है haloform reaction के लिए, तो CH3CO ग्रुप तो प्रेजेंट होगा ही। अब मेरे पास 3 कार्बन और बचे हैं जो मुझे लगाने हैं कहीं, ऑलराइट, जिसकी हेल्प से मैं डिजायर्ड कंपाउंड अपना बना पाऊं। ओके, सो CH3CO ग्रुप इज नीडेड एंड द फर्स्ट रिएक्शन जब आप हाइड्रोलाइज करोगे तो बेसिकली जैसे मान लो R समथिंग लाइक CHClCl ले लो, या RCClCl एंड यहाँ पे एक और R ले लो, आप यहाँ पे एक और R ले लो, तो इसका हाइड्रोलिसिस करोगे जब तो you'll get RCHO, और इसका हाइड्रोलिसिस करोगे तो RCOR बनेगा। You simply remember it like this. While hydrolysis, both the chlorine atoms are replaced by OH group, and when one carbon contains 2 OH group, H2O will be lost to give aldehyde or ketone. Alright, so since my desired compound B is actually ketone, first possibility is ruled out. You cannot have geminal dichloride, you can have vicinal, you cannot have vicinal dihalide. You can have only vicinal dihalide either in this form or in this form. Since this compound is suitable as it is forming a ketone, therefore I will be considering it not this. ये geminal terminal वाला consider नहीं करेंगे, geminal internal वाला consider करेंगे। तो अगर मैं कार्बन के नंबर्स को भी आइडेंटिफाई करता जाऊं तो मेरे पास 3 और 2 5 कार्बन है ना, और हाइड्रोलिसिस प्रोडक्ट से जो कंपाउंड बनता है वो मिथाइल कीटोन है, तो ये रिजेक्ट हो गया, इससे मिथाइल कीटोन नहीं बनेगा। इससे जो आपका कंपाउंड हाइड्रोलिसिस बनेगा वो एक्चुअली ये होगा, और ये हेलोफॉर्म रिएक्शन नहीं देता, हेलोफॉर्म इससे नहीं बनेगा, राइट, तो ये रिजेक्ट हो गया। कमिंग टू दिस, इससे आपका डिजायर्ड कंपाउंड बन रहा है CH3 CH2 CH2 C डबल बॉन्ड OCH3, ये सारी कंडीशंस को फुलफिल कर रहा है, सो आई वुड गो फॉर दिस। CH3 CH2 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 ये एल्डिहाइड बनाएगा हाइड्रोलिसिस से, और ये डाइऑल बनाएगा, ये विसिनल डाइऑल बनाएगा, तो ये विसिनल तो वैसे भी नहीं हो सकता, ओनली जेमिनल्स आर द possibility of being compound A. All right, so your correct answer is B. Okay. दिस क्वेश्चन इज एक्चुअली फ्रॉम द चैप्टर बायोमोलिक्यूल, कार्बोहाइड्रेट के बारे में कुछ प्रॉपर्टीज दिया हुआ है, उसको आपको पढ़ना है एंड फाइंड आउट हाउ मेनी स्टेटमेंट्स आर found to be correct or incorrect. Select the correct statement and false statement from the following four statement. First one is sucrose has C1C2 glycosidic linkage, यहां तक ठीक है, between बीटा डी ग्लूकोज एंड बीटा डी फ्रक्टोज, ये गलत हो गया, ये एक्चुअली अल्फा डी ग्लूकोज होता है। सुक्रोज जो होता है अल्फा डी ग्लूकोज और बीटा डी फ्रक्टोज का कॉम्बो होता है, जब आप हाइड्रोलिसिस करते हो यही दोनों प्रोडक्ट निकल के आते हैं। तो फर्स्ट इज फॉल्स, ऑलराइट। ग्लूकोज गिव्स प्रेसिपिटेट विद सोडियम हाइड्रोजन सल्फाइड, सोडियम हाइड्रोजन सल्फाइड से प्रेसिपिटेट नॉर्मल एल्डिहाइड कीटोन्स बनाते हैं जहां पे फ्री एल्डिहाइडिक या कीटोनिक ग्रुप मौजूद होते हैं। जितने भी आपके ग्लूकोज फ्रक्टोज सुक्रोज ये कंपाउंड होते हैं ना, इनके अंदर बेसिकली एसिटल्स, साइक्लिक एसिटल्स, हेमी एसिटल्स इस टाइप की साइक्लिक फॉर्म में मौजूद होते हैं जो एल्डिहाइड कीटोनिक ग्रुप होते हैं। सो जो हेमी एसिटल होते हैं या एसिटल होते हैं ये एक्चुअली सोडियम बाइसल्फाइड का रिएक्शन नहीं देते हैं, तो ये स्टेटमेंट भी हो गया गलत। पेंटा एसिटेट ऑफ ग्लूकोज डज नॉट फॉर्म ऑक्साइम, पेंटा एसिटेट ऑफ ग्लूकोज, ऑक्साइम फॉर्मेशन के पीछे भी वही लॉजिक है, अगर आपके पास फ्री एल्डिहाइडिक एंड कीटोनिक ग्रुप होगा तभी ऑक्साइम फॉर्मेशन होगा, अदरवाइज नहीं होगा। तो ग्लूकोज पेंटा एसिटेट ऑफ ग्लूकोज डज नॉट फॉर्म ऑक्साइम, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी अ ट्रू स्टेटमेंट। अगेन रीजन इज सेम, फ्री एल्डिहाइडिक एंड कीटोनिक ग्रुप्स आर नॉट अवेलेबल। एंड S4 इज द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ बीटा डी प्लस ग्लूकोज, ये करेक्ट है। इट्स अ फैक्ट कि ये एक्चुअली साइक्लिक फॉर्म ऑफ ग्लूकोज है, तो इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। दिस यू कैन आइडेंटिफाई इफ यू हैव ऑलरेडी डन, ऑलराइट। सो false, false, true and true. So your answer A is going to be true, correct. All right. An organic compound A molecular formula given है was hydrolyzed with dilute sulfuric acid to give a carboxylic acid and alcohol. तो एक बात तो तय हो गया कि the given compound is expected to be ester. ester का hydrolysis product alcohol और acid होता है, all right. But एक और बात दिया हुआ है, oxidation of compound C with CrO3H2SO4 gives B, that means अल्कोहल और एसिड दोनों पार्ट के अंदर नंबर ऑफ कार्बन एटम सेम है, बिकॉज ऑक्सीडेशन में कार्बन एटम का चेंज नहीं होता। ऑलराइट, सो लेट्स फाइंड आउट। तो बेसिकली जब आप हाइड्रोलिसिस करते हो किसी एस्टर का, तो आपको पता है कि ये वाला बॉन्ड टूटता है और लेफ्ट वाला पोर्शन कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड में एंड राइट वाला पोर्शन अल्कोहल में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, प्लस ROH, ऑलराइट। बस क्वेश्चन में ये बोला है कि इसका ऑक्सीडेशन करने पर आपको कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड भी मिल जाना चाहिए। दैट मींस द गिवन अल्कोहल, दिस वन should be a primary alcohol because only primary alcohol gives carboxylic acid on oxidation. secondary का oxidation normal condition में कीटोन बनाता है, tertiary का possible नहीं है, राइट। तो ये बात ध्यान में रखते हुए आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे। लाइक पहला क्वेश्चन देखो आप, कार्बन एटम दोनों तरफ बराबर है, ऑलराइट। जब आप इसको हाइड्रोलाइज करोगे तो आपको ये वाला पोर्शन एसिड में और ये वाला पोर्शन अल्कोहल में चला जाएगा, राइट। तो ये तो पॉसिबल है क्योंकि इसके ऑक्सीडेशन प्रोडक्ट जो आएगा CH3 होल थ्राइस, हाइड्रोलिसिस प्रोडक्ट COOH, ये आपका B कंपाउंड हो गया, एंड CH3 होल थ्राइस CH2OH ये आपका C कंपाउंड हो गया। इसका ऑक्सीडेशन करके ये प्रोडक्ट आप बना सकते हो, क्योंकि प्राइमरी अल्कोहल है, इसका ऑक्सीडेशन प्रोडक्ट कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड हो जाएगा, ठीक है। कमिंग टू द सेकेंड पार्ट में जब आप ऑक्सीडेशन करोगे तो आपका जो अल्कोहल पोर्शन है CH2CH CH3OH ये बनेगा अल्कोहल, यानी ये C होगा, प्लस जो आपका कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड होगा CH2CH3 एंड CH2COOH। अब इसमें प्रॉब्लम ये है कि ये सेकेंडरी अल्कोहल है एंड सेकेंडरी अल्कोहल्स कैन नॉट बी ऑक्सीडाइज्ड टू कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड, लिहाजा ये आंसर आ जाएगा, बिकॉज नॉट पॉसिबल निकालना है आपको, विच इज नॉट पॉसिबल, राइट। तो बी इज नॉट पॉसिबल, आंसर आ गया। सेम थिंग हैज टू बी रिपीटेड फॉर सी एंड डी। लाइक इसमें भी आप करोगे तो ये पोर्शन एसिड में चला जाएगा और ये पोर्शन अल्कोहल में चला जाएगा। अगेन यू आर गेटिंग प्राइमरी अल्कोहल, तो इसका ऑक्सीडेशन करके आप एसिड बना सकते हो। यहां देखो आप, इसका आप हाइड्रोलिसिस करोगे तो ये पोर्शन आएगा कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड में एंड ये पोर्शन चला जाएगा अल्कोहल में, राइट। और ये भी प्राइमरी अल्कोहल है, देखो CH2H बनता हुआ नजर आ रहा है, राइट। और प्राइमरी अल्कोहल का ऑक्सीडेशन हम कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड में कर सकते हैं, तो ये भी पॉसिबल है। सो ओनली बी इज द करेक्ट आंसर, विच इज नॉट पॉसिबल स्ट्रक्चर फॉर द गिवन कंपाउंड, ऑलराइट। दिस इज अनदर ब्यूटीफुल क्वेश्चन बेस्ड ऑन ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री एंड ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री में ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड का आइडेंटिफिकेशन। आपको कंपाउंड दिया हुआ है, रिएजेंट दिए हुए हैं, कौन सा कंपाउंड बनेगा फाइनली ये बताना है, ऑलराइट। तो फर्स्ट रिएक्शन जब आप एसाइलेशन कराओगे पायरिडीन की प्रेजेंस में, तो आपका जो प्रोडक्ट होगा वो NHCOCH3 बन जाएगा, राइट, एसाइलेशन ऑफ अमीन। ठीक है, फिर आप ब्रोमिनेशन कराओगे, Br2 इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ FeCl3, तो आपको NHCOCH3 के पैरा पोजीशन पे यानी यहां पे ब्रोमिनेशन हो जाएगा। इट्स एन ऑर्थो पैरा डायरेक्टिंग, और मिथाइल का ऑर्थो भी है तो वो भी सपोर्ट ही कर रहा है। उसके बाद आपने बेसिफाई करके आपने NH2 ग्रुप को वापस से रीस्टोर कर लिया है, तो आपका फाइनल कंपाउंड हैज टू बी Br और ये Me और यहाँ पे NH2। So this should be the right answer. C is the correct option of this question. All right, fine. Another beautiful question of general organic chemistry, जहां पे कार्बन नाइट्रोजन की बॉन्ड लेंथ का कंपैरिजन दिया हुआ है। आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि कौन सा करेक्ट कंपैरिजन है कार्बन नाइट्रोजन के बॉन्ड लेंथ में। तो बॉन्ड लेंथ एक तो इस बात पे डिपेंड करती है कि बॉन्ड ऑर्डर कितना है, यानी ट्रिपल बॉन्ड का बॉन्ड लेंथ सबसे कम, सिंगल बॉन्ड का बॉन्ड लेंथ सबसे ज्यादा, राइट। और कई बार जब रेजोनेंस होता है तो हमेशा डबल बॉन्ड कैरेक्टर एक्वायर कर लेता है जो आपका सिंगल बॉन्ड होता है, या सिंगल बॉन्ड के अंदर डबल बॉन्ड कैरेक्टर आ जाता है, डबल बॉन्ड सिंगल में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है, प्योरली डबल बॉन्ड नहीं रहता, राइट। इसके अलावा बॉन्ड लेंथ एक और फैक्टर पे डिपेंड करता है, एस कैरेक्टर। जिस एटम से बॉन्ड बना हुआ है उसमें एस कैरेक्टर जितना ज्यादा होगा बॉन्ड उतना छोटा हो जाएगा। तो लुकिंग एट द फैक्चुअल थिंग्स, लेट्स फाइंड आउट। इसका नाइट्रोजन डिलोकलाइज नहीं है, तो इस कार्बन नाइट्रोजन के अंदर प्योर सिंगल बॉन्ड है, बाकियों में नहीं है। बाकी में सभी में कुछ ना कुछ डबल बॉन्ड कैरेक्टर है, जैसे इसमें तो प्योर डबल बॉन्ड कैरेक्टर है। ऑलराइट, तो ये सबसे छोटा होगा, ये सबसे बड़ा होगा, टू हाईएस्ट फॉर लोवेस्ट। तो इस ऐसे दो ऑप्शन है, तो दो ऑप्शन तो निकल गए, ठीक है ना। टू हाईएस्ट हो गया, फोर लोवेस्ट हो गया। 3 एंड 4 की बात करेंगे, 3 एंड 1 की बात करेंगे, तो 3 में देखिए डिलोकलाइजेशन है, तो देयर इज सम डबल बॉन्ड कैरेक्टर बिटवीन कार्बन एंड नाइट्रोजन। एंड 3 में डिलोकलाइजेशन स्टीरिकली हिंडर्ड है। इफ यू हैव हर्ड अबाउट SIR, स्टीरिक इनहिबिशन ऑफ रेजोनेंस की वजह से लोन पेयर इज नॉट इन द प्लेन ऑफ पाई बॉन्ड, तो ये प्लेनर नहीं होने की वजह से यहाँ रेजोनेंस का एक्सटेंड कम है, तो डबल बॉन्ड कैरेक्टर कम है, लिहाजा इसके अंदर डबल बॉन्ड कैरेक्टर कम होने की वजह से बॉन्ड लेंथ बढ़ जाएगी, तो ज्यादा होगी बॉन्ड लेंथ ज्यादा होगी इसके केस में, थर्ड में ज्यादा होगी बॉन्ड लेंथ एंड 1 में कम होगी। सो योर करेक्ट आंसर इज गोइंग टू बी दिस। ऑलराइट, another beautiful question of organic reactions, cyclohexene is best prepared from cyclohexanol by which of the following reaction? साइक्लोहेक्सेनॉल से साइक्लोहेक्सीन बनाना है, हलवा क्वेश्चन है। डिहाइड्रेशन करा दो, और डिहाइड्रेशन के लिए मोस्ट सूटेबल रिएजेंट कॉन्सेंट्रेट H3PO4, H2SO4 होता तो भी अच्छा होता, लेकिन ये यूज नहीं करते हैं डिहाइड्रेशन के लिए, ये सब्स्टिट्यूशन रिएक्शंस हो जाती है, HCl HBr HI की प्रेजेंस में आपका ROH RX में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है। So A is the correct answer. All right. Okay. So coming to the next question, the melting point of copper, silver and gold in the following order. कॉपर, सिल्वर एंड गोल्ड। एक बात तो तय है कि कॉपर, सिल्वर एंड गोल्ड में जो कॉपर का मेटालिक बॉन्ड होता है वो स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट होता है, बिकॉज ऑफ स्मॉलेस्ट साइज कॉपर का मेटालिक बॉन्ड स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट होता है एंड सिल्वर का लीस्ट होता है, राइट। तो कॉपर हाईएस्ट होगा, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है, तो दो तो ऐसे ही कट गए, ठीक है ना। तो और अब जब आप नीचे की तरफ जाते हो ना, तो इसमें एक एक्सेप्शनल कैरेक्टर आ जाता है, गोल्ड का जो मेल्टिंग पॉइंट होता है वो कम हो जाता है, ज्यादा हो जाता है एक्चुअली सिल्वर से। सो बी इज गोइंग टू बी द करेक्ट ऑप्शन। Another question of chemical kinetics. Chemical kinetics में दो पैरेलल रिएक्शंस हैं और उनका एक्टिवेशन एनर्जी दिया हुआ है और इनके प्रोडक्ट का परसेंटेज दिया हुआ है। पैरेलल रिएक्शन में हम सब जानते हैं कि जो इनके रेट कांस्टेंट K1/K2 का रेशियो होता है वो कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ B और C के रेशियो के इक्वल होता है, तो 4/60 यानी कि 2/3। ऑलराइट, सो K1 and K2 का रेशियो विल बी 2/3 एंड in parallel reactions if you need to calculate overall activation energy is always equal to K1E1 plus K2A2 upon K1 plus K2. Now you need to put the values. तो मैं रेशियो को ही ले लेता हूं। 2 इंटू E1 है आपका 20 प्लस 3 इंटू E2 है आपका 40 डिवाइडेड बाई 2 प्लस 3, तो 40 प्लस 120 इज 160, 40 प्लस 120 160 divided by 5 going to be 32 kilocalorie per mole. Simple question. All right. तो एक बात याद रखिए, यहाँ पे जो कंसेप्चुअली जो बात बताई है, जो सिखाने की कोशिश की है, वो ये है कि फॉर अ पैरेलल रिएक्शन हैविंग रेट कांस्टेंट K1 and K2 and activation energy E1 and E2, overall activation energy is given by K1 E1 plus K2 E2 upon K1 plus K2. That is the key point of this reaction, this question. All right. Okay. दिस इज अनदर पीरियोडिक प्रॉपर्टी कह लो या इनऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री के बेसिक कंसेप्ट कह लो, उसके थियरी पे बेस्ड है, या बॉन्डिंग थियरी कह लो आप, है ना। सो क्वेश्चन है कि जो आपके तीन स्टेटमेंट दिए हुए हैं कि कौन से करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट है। द फर्स्ट वन इज element in and beyond third period have only 3s and 3p orbital available for bonding. Wrong है। इसके अलावा 3d ऑर्बिटल भी बॉन्डिंग में पार्टिसिपेट करता है, तो ये स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट नहीं है। ऑलराइट, इन अ लार्ज नंबर ऑफ कंपाउंड्स ऑफ एलिमेंट्स ऑफ थर्ड पीरियड देयर आर लेस देन 8 वैलेंसी इलेक्ट्रॉन्स अराउंड द सेंट्रल एटम। थर्ड पीरियड और उसके बाद वाले जितने भी कंपाउंड हैं सभी में हाइपर वैलेंट कंपाउंड बनते हैं, यानी 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन से ज्यादा हो जाते हैं या 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन रहते हैं आउटर शेल में कंपाउंड फॉर्म में, तो ये भी स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट नहीं है। In PF5 and SF6, central atom has an expanded octet. ये तो बिल्कुल यूनिवर्सल ट्रूथ है, ये दोनों हाइपरवैलेंट कंपाउंड है। यहाँ पे फास्फोरस में 10 इलेक्ट्रॉन है, यहाँ सल्फर में 12 इलेक्ट्रॉन है, तो ये करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट हो गया। ऑप्शन सी इज गोइंग टू बी द करेक्ट ऑप्शन ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन। ऑलराइट, दिस क्वेश्चन इज एक्चुअली बेस्ड ऑन आईपीएसी नॉमेनक्लेचर ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड। तो आपको सिंपली करेक्ट आईपीएसी नेम बताना है, इनफैक्ट नेम दिया हुआ है, आपको बताना है कि इनमें से वो करेक्ट स्ट्रक्चर किस कंपाउंड का है जिसका नेम क्वेश्चन में गिवन नेम से मैच करता है। ऑलराइट, सो 3 इथाइनाइल 2 हाइड्रोक्सी 4 इथाइल 3 इन 5 वाई और वाइनोइक एसिड। ऑलराइट, ऑलराइट, तो कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड है, ये तो तय हो गया, सभी में है, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है। और 5 पे आइन ग्रुप लगा हुआ है, 3 पे इन ग्रुप लगा हुआ है। लेट्स आइडेंटिफाई 3 पे इन और 5 पे आइन कहाँ है, साथ में 3 पे इथाइनाइल 2 पे हाइड्रोक्सी 4 पे मिथाइल, ये सारी चीजें हैं। ओके, तो 1 2 2 पे हाइड्रोक्सी लिखा हुआ है, करेक्ट है, एंड 1 2 3 पे इन है, 3 पे इन भी है, ये 4 हो गया, ये 5 है, 5 आइन भी है, 3 पे इथाइनाइल ग्रुप लगा हुआ है, इथाइनाइल ग्रुप जो कि करेक्ट नहीं है, ये इथाइल ग्रुप है, राइट, तो ये आंसर नहीं होगा। ठीक है, सी में आ जाइए, बी में आ जाइए। बी में 1 2 पे हाइड्रोक्सी है, ये भी ठीक है, 3 पे इथाइनाइल ग्रुप है, ये भी ठीक है, और 3 पे इन है, ये भी ठीक है, 4 पे ये ग्रुप लगा हुआ है, 4 पे मिथाइल ग्रुप लगा होना चाहिए। ऑलराइट, 4 पे मिथाइल ग्रुप यहाँ पे नहीं है, तो ये भी करेक्ट आंसर नहीं होगा। ऑलराइट, 4 पे इथाइल ग्रुप लगा हुआ है एक्चुअली। डी पे सी पे आ जाइए, 1 देन 2 2 पे हाइड्रोक्सी है, देन 3 पे मिथाइल है, 3 पे मिथाइल है क्या, 3 पे मिथाइल नहीं है नाम में, तो ये भी आंसर नहीं आएगा। यहाँ पे आ जाइए, 1 देन 2 देन 3 देन 4 देन 5 देन 6, तो 2 हाइड्रोक्सी फाइन, 3 पे इथाइनाइल ग्रुप ये भी फाइन, 4 पे मिथाइल ये भी ठीक है, एंड 5 पे वाइन आइन है और ओइक एसिड है, 3 पे इन है, ये एकदम करेक्ट मैचिंग है इस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन की। सो आंसर इज डी। ऑलराइट, दिस क्वेश्चन इज एक्चुअली बेस्ड ऑन केमिकल बॉन्डिंग, जहां पे हम लोग बॉन्ड एंगल के बारे में बात करते हैं। तो जीनन के 4 कंपाउंड दिए हुए हैं, इसमें बॉन्ड एंगल का कंपैरिजन है। ऑलराइट, तो जैसे XeF2 होता है बेसिकली sp3 डिहाइब्रिडाइज्ड, और sp3 डिहाइब्रिडाइज्ड में 3 लोन पेयर है, तो आपका तीनों लोन पेयर इक्वेटोरियल इक्विलैटरल ट्रायंगल के कॉर्नर्स पे आ गया। यहाँ पे बॉन्ड एंगल 180 होगा, इससे ज्यादा किसी में बॉन्ड एंगल नहीं है, तो आंसर तो आपका आ गया। ठीक है, XeF4 आपका ऑक्टाहेड्रल होता है, sp3d2, लिहाजा इसमें 90 डिग्री होगा, और XCF5 आपका PBP होता है, बेसिक ज्योमेट्री PBP होती है, इसमें एक लोन पेयर है तो पेंटागोनल पिरामिडल रह जाएगा, स्टिल एंगल विल बी क्लोज टू 72 डिग्री। सो हाईएस्ट होगा XCF2 में, लीस्ट होगा XCF5 माइनस में। ऑलराइट, सो योर करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज दिस। वैसे भी अगर यही क्वेश्चन है तो आंसर ऑप्शन देखते ही निकल आया। ऑलराइट, सो दिस क्वेश्चन इज बेस्ड ऑन द कंसेप्ट ऑफ कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टीज फॉर अ डाइल्यूट सॉल्यूशन। क्वेश्चन में गिवन है कि 2.5 ग्राम नॉन वोलेटाइल सॉल्यूट है, नॉन इलेक्ट्रोलाइट है, 100 ग्राम पानी में डिसॉल्व है, 1 atmospheric pressure at boiling point elevation is given at 2 degrees centigrade and assume concentration of solute is much lower, that means a very dilute solution, the vapor pressure of solution is going to be what? all right, तो 2.5 ग्राम, यहां से आप वेट ऑफ सॉल्यूट की हेल्प से मोल ऑफ सॉल्यूट निकाल सकते थे इफ मॉलिक्यूलर वेट वुड हैव बीन गिवन, तो इसको यूज नहीं करते हैं हम। सिंपली आई विल बी राइटिंग डेल्टा टीबी इज इक्वल टू केबी इनटू मोलैलिटी, मोलैलिटी इज स्मॉल एन अपॉन वेट ऑफ सॉल्वेंट इनटू 1000। वेट ऑफ सॉल्वेंट दिया हुआ है 100 ग्राम, सो सीधे मैंने पुट कर दिया। केबी दिया है 0.76 इज इक्वल टू 2 एन अपॉन 100 इंटू 1000। ऑलराइट, तो यहां से n की वैल्यू आ गई, मुझे स्मॉल n निकल के आ गया कितना है। ऑलराइट, अब इसकी हेल्प से हम आई कैन अप्लाई पी नॉट माइनस पी डिवाइडेड बाई पी नॉट इज इक्वल टू स्मॉल एन अपॉन स्मॉल एन प्लस कैपिटल एन, विच कैन बी रिटन एज स्मॉल एन अपॉन कैपिटल एन। राइट, यहाँ पे स्मॉल एन को कैपिटल एन के कंपैरिजन में नेग्लेक्ट कर दिया क्योंकि क्वेश्चन में गिवन है सोल्यूशन डाइल्यूट है। ओके, पी नॉट है 760 1 atm माइनस पी अपॉन पी सोल्यूशन का प्रेशर, वेपर प्रेशर। स्मॉल एन मैं कैलकुलेट कर चुका हूं, कैपिटल 100 अपॉन 18 हो गया, यहां से पी निकाल लीजिए, कम्स आउट टू बी 724 मिलीमीटर ऑफ मर्करी। राइट, सो योर ऑप्शन ए इज करेक्ट। ब्यूटीफुल क्वेश्चन जहां पे एक कॉलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टी की हेल्प से इंफॉर्मेशन निकाल के दूसरे में लगाई है। ओके, सो आंसर ए इज करेक्ट आंसर। दिस क्वेश्चन इज अगेन बेस्ड ऑन स्टोइशियोमेट्री ऑफ केमिकल रिएक्शंस, जहां पे बैलेंस रिएक्शंस की हेल्प से एक कंपाउंड की मोल की हेल्प से दूसरे कंपाउंड का मोल निकालना है। तो लेड नाइट्रेट के आई से रिएक्ट करके PbI2 बनाता है। व्हाट मास ऑफ PbI2 will be precipitated if 10.2 ग्राम ऑफ लेड नाइट्रेट मिक्स्ड विद 5.73 ग्राम ऑफ Ki in a specific quantity of water? ओके, एक बार रिएक्शन लिख लेता हूं मैं, PbNO3 होल ट्वाइस प्लस 2 Ki चेंजिंग इनटू PbI2 सॉलिड प्लस 2 KNO3। राइट, तो PbNO3 होल ट्वाइस का मुझे मास दिया हुआ है 10.2 ग्राम और इसका मॉलिक्यूलर मास लगा दो आप। मॉलिक्यूलर मास को कुछ m1 मान लेता हूं, यू कैन कैलकुलेट एंड पुट द वैल्यू, एंड ये वैल्यू आई थिंक दिस इज 331, जस्ट चेक वंस, ये आ जाता है 0.0308। ऐसे Ki का मॉलिक्यूलर मास 5.73 है, मॉलिक्यूलर मास 166 होगा, दिस कम्स आउट इन 0.0345। नाउ रिएक्टेंट के मोल्स आपको पता है, जस्ट बाय कैलकुलेटिंग stoichiometric value of each reactant which is equal to mole divided by stoichiometric coefficient। stoichiometric value हर reactant का निकाल लो एंड जिसका कम होगा stoichiometric value वही लिमिटिंग होगा। तो दिस वे अगर आप 0.0345 को 2 से डिवाइड करोगे तो वो 0.0308 से कम आएगा। सो Ki is going to be limiting reagent। Ki लिमिटिंग रिएजेंट है तो इसी के मोल की हेल्प से PbI2 के मोल निकाल लूंगा मैं। तो मोल ऑफ PbI2 इज हाफ द मोल ऑफ Ki, तो हाफ इंटू 0.0345। तो वेट ऑफ PbI2 इज इक्वल टू इसके मोल इंटू इसका मॉलिक्यूलर मास कम्स आउट टू बी 461 आई गेस। Pb207 होता है और I2 है 254 यस, तो 16461 यस। यहां से कैलकुलेशन लगाओगे तो इसका आंसर निकाल सकते हो। यू कैन डू द कैलकुलेशन एंड गेट द करेक्ट आंसर। ऑलराइट, इसका करेक्ट आंसर 7.96 आता है, 7.96। ओके, सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी द फाइनल आंसर। ऐसे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस जेईई मेन नीट में आते हैं जहां पे एक रिएक्टेंट के मोल की हेल्प से दूसरे का प्रोडक्ट का मोल निकालना होता है। अच्छी बात यह है कि यहाँ पे स्टेट ऑफ ए लिमिटिंग रिएजेंट पे पूछा है, कभी कभी तो यील्ड पे भी क्वेश्चन यहाँ पे आ जाता है कि ये इतने परसेंट रिएक्ट करता है, वो इतने परसेंट रिएक्ट करता है, तो प्रोडक्ट की क्वांटिटी कितनी होगी। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन में अलग अलग मेटल्स के इस क्वेश्चन में अलग अलग मेटल आयंस का रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल, स्टैंडर्ड रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल दिया है और आपसे पूछा है कि इनकी जो रिड्यूसिंग पावर होगी वो किस ऑर्डर में होगी। वी ऑल नो लोअर विल बी द वैल्यू ऑफ एसआरपी, बेटर विल बी द रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट, राइट। तो सबसे कम जो एसआरपी वैल्यू है बिस्मथ आयन की है, सो बिस्मथ इज गोइंग टू बी द बेस्ट रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट। ऑल राइट, एक ही ऑप्शन है, आंसर तो आ गया डी। बट आप डिक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर में आई मीन जो एसआरपी की वैल्यू उसके इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर में लिख दो। तो अकॉर्डिंगली कोबाल्ट 3 का हाईएस्ट है, कोबाल्ट 3 टू कोबाल्ट 2, तो कोबाल्ट 2 इज बेस्ट रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट, फॉलोड बाय Pb+2, फॉलोड बाय Ce+3, फॉलोड बाय Be। तो इससे बेटर ऑप्शन ये हो सकता था कि इनकी जो रिड्यूस्ड प्रोडक्ट है वो लिखे जाते, जैसे बिस्मथ इज द बेस्ट रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट, देन Ce+3, देन आपका Pb+2, देन आपका Co+2। ये होना चाहिए अच्छा वाला ऑप्शन, बिकॉज रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट तो जो रिड्यूस्ड पार्ट होता है उसको बोलते हैं, जो ऑक्सीडाइज पार्ट होता है उसको थोड़ी रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट बोलते हैं। तो इसका बेस्ट ऑप्शन ये होना चाहिए था। ऑल राइट, दिस क्वेश्चन इज एक्चुअली बेस्ड ऑन द कंसेप्ट ऑफ केमिकल इक्विलिब्रियम। क्वेश्चन का फॉर्मेट, जो रिएक्शन का फॉर्मेट है क्वेश्चन में वो गिवन है, फॉर अ रिवर्सिबल रिएक्शन बिटवीन ए एंड बी रिएक्टेंट 2:3 रेशियो, यानी 2A plus 3B changing into C and D, 2C plus D. Initially concentration of A and B are equal and 1 and 1 molar. Initial molar concentrations are 1 and 1, and concentration of A and C are, the concentration of A and C are equal at equilibrium. तो यदि मैं इक्विलिब्रियम पे मान लूं ये 1 माइनस एक्स गया, बल्कि 2x ले लेता हूं, ये 1 माइनस 3x होगा, ये 2x और ये x बनेगा। ए और सी का इक्विलिब्रियम कॉन्सेंट्रेशन सेम है, दैट मीन्स 1 माइनस 2x इज इक्वल टू 2x। ऑल राइट, तो 4x इज इक्वल टू 1, x इज इक्वल टू 1/4। अब मुझे x का वैल्यू पता चल गया, तो सभी की कॉन्सेंट्रेशन आ गई। तो दो ऑप्शन तो वैसे ही कट गए, क्योंकि जो ए बी सी डी डी की कॉन्सेंट्रेशन है वो x है, और ए की कॉन्सेंट्रेशन 1 माइनस 2x यानी 1 माइनस 1/4 इंटू 2, तो 1/2 होगा। तो योर आंसर ए इज गोइंग टू बी करेक्ट। मैंने ए और डी का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन निकाल के आंसर दे दिया, आप चाहो तो अकॉर्डिंगली x का वैल्यू रख के बी और सी का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन भी कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो। ऑल राइट, सिंपल क्वेश्चन बेस्ड ऑन केमिकल इक्विलिब्रियम कंसेप्ट, ओनली कंसेप्ट, इसमें केसी का भी कोई कंसेप्ट नहीं लगाया है। ऑल राइट, दिस क्वेश्चन इज एक्चुअली बेस्ड ऑन क्वांटम मैकेनिकल मॉडल, जहां पे हम लोग ऑर्बिटल की कंसेप्ट बेसिकली इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं। एटॉमिक स्ट्रक्चर का सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है, आपको इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट बताना है। अ नोड इज अ पॉइंट इन द स्पेस वेयर वेव फंक्शन साई हैज टू हैव जीरो एम्पलीट्यूड, करेक्ट है। जहां पे वेव फंक्शन जीरो लाइन को कट करता है वो नोडल पॉइंट होता है। तो ये करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट है, आपको इनकरेक्ट बताना, ध्यान रखिएगा। नंबर ऑफ पीक्स इन द रेडियल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन n-l, ये भी फैक्ट है। n-l नंबर ऑफ पीक्स बताता है बेसिकली रेडियल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में। रेडियल प्रोबेबिलिटी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इज 4πr² साई स्क्वायर, ये भी करेक्ट है, फैक्ट है, ये आप लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा। प्रोबेबिलिटी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन फंक्शन 4πr² साई स्क्वायर होता है। साई स्क्वायर रिप्रेजेंट द एटॉमिक ऑर्बिटल, ये गलत है, एक्चुअली साई स्क्वायर प्रोबेबिलिटी डेंसिटी होती है। प्रोबेबिलिटी डेंसिटी इज द probability of finding electron in unit volume of the space around the nucleus। ये ऑर्बिटल नहीं होता है, ऑर्बिटल साई को बोलते हैं, साई एग्जैक्टली रिप्रेजेंट ऑर्बिटल एंड साई स्क्वायर प्रोबेबिलिटी डेंसिटी। तो डी ऑप्शन इज गोइंग टू बी इनकरेक्ट, जो कि आंसर है। ऑलराइट, दिस क्वेश्चन इज ऑल्सो बेस्ड ऑन, यू कैन से पीरियोडिक प्रॉपर्टी या एलिमेंट की प्रॉपर्टी, वट एवर। Which trend is correctly predicted for element in comparison to fluorine? फ्लोरीन की कंपैरिजन में कौन सी ट्रेंड इस पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट के लिए एग्जैक्टली प्रेडिक्ट, ये 6s2 6p5 बताता है कि ये हेलोजन फैमिली का है। तो इसका जो प्रॉपर्टी है वो फ्लोरीन के कंपैरिजन में कंपेयर करना है। तो क्योंकि जो प्रिंसिपल क्वांटम नंबर है हाईएस्ट शेल की वो 6 है, इसका मतलब बहुत नीचे पड़ेगा ये ग्रुप में। तो हायर इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी गलत है, फ्लोरीन वैसे भी हाईएस्ट इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी एलिमेंट है अपने ग्रुप में। लोअर नॉन मेटालिक कैरेक्टर, ये सही है, जैसे जैसे ग्रुप में जाते हैं नॉन मेटालिक कैरेक्टर घटता है एंड मेटालिक कैरेक्टर इंक्रीज होता है। ऑलराइट, स्मॉलर साइज, ये भी गलत है, प्रिंसिपल क्वांटम नंबर वैलेंसी शेल का सबसे बड़ा है, दैट मीन दैट इंडिकेट्स द साइज इज वेरी लार्ज एज कंपेयर टू फ्लोरीन। स्ट्रॉन्गर ऑक्सीडाइजिंग एजेंट, फ्लोरीन इज द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट ऑक्सीडाइजिंग एजेंट इन द हैलोजेंस, so this is also going to be the incorrect statement. All right, so your answer is B. देयर आर 4 कॉम्प्लेक्सेस गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन में बताना है किसका पैरामैग्नेटिक बिहेवियर लोवेस्ट होगा। पैरामैग्नेटिक बिहेवियर डिपेंड करता है नंबर ऑफ अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स पे। हायर विल बी द नंबर ऑफ अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, हायर विल बी द पैरामैग्नेटिक बिहेवियर। ऑलराइट, तो अगर आप एक एक में कैलकुलेट करते हो कि पैरामैग्नेटिज्म यानी अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन कितने हैं, लाइक क्रोमियम एक्चुअली होता है D5 S1, राइट, S1। अब यहाँ क्रोमियम 3 है तो ये D4 आई मीन D3 S1 हो जाएगा। D3 में नंबर ऑफ अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन 3 होंगे, चाहे आप स्ट्रॉन्ग फील्ड ले लो या वीक फील्ड ले लो। ऑलराइट, वैसे स्ट्रॉन्ग फील्ड है तो फिर भी नंबर ऑफ अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन 3 होंगे। कोबाल्ट 3 होता है एक्चुअली स्ट्रॉन्ग फील्ड लिगेंड की प्रेजेंस में D6 हो जाएगा, और D6 को जब आप स्ट्रॉन्ग फील्ड लिगेंड में फोर्सली पेयर अप करोगे तो 0 अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन मिलेंगे। तो यही आपका आंसर हो गया, 0 से कम क्या ही होगा। ऐसे आप आयरन होता है एक्चुअली 26 में D6S2 है, आयरन 3 है यहाँ पे, तो D5 रह जाएगा। D5 में नंबर ऑफ अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स कितने आएंगे, D5 में 1 2 3 4 5, 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन आके यहाँ पेयर अप हो गए क्योंकि साइनाइड एक स्ट्रॉन्ग लिगेंड है। तो आपके पास एक अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन अभी भी बच गया, तो यहाँ पे अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन है N=1। ऑलराइट, मैग्नीज होता है 25 और मैग्नीज यहाँ पे है +3, तो S2 25 में 4 बचेगा। अगर 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन आप निकाल लोगे, 25 होता है ना, हाँ, तो 25 में 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन बचेंगे। 4 को स्ट्रॉन्ग फील्ड लिगेंड में यदि आप पेयर अप करके लिखोगे तो नंबर ऑफ अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन 2 बच जाएंगे यहाँ भी, तो N की वैल्यू 2 हो गई। ऑलराइट, ओके, तो टोटल नंबर ऑफ अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन 3 0 1 2। As a result, 0 unpaired electron, that means no unpaired electron in complex CuCN6 3-. That means least paramagnetic behavior. I hope it's clear to all of you. So your answer is going to be B. Another question of chemical bonding, बहुत सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है, आपको बताने हैं नंबर ऑफ हाइपरवैलेंट कंपाउंड्स। हाइपरवैलेंट कंपाउंड्स वो कंपाउंड्स होते हैं जिसके अंदर सेंट्रल एटम में 8 से ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन्स होते हैं। तो लेट्स काउंट, BF3 में नहीं है, इसमें टोटल 6 इलेक्ट्रॉन है वैलेंसी शेल में। SF4 में है 6 इलेक्ट्रॉन सल्फर के, 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्लोरीन के, टोटल 10 इलेक्ट्रॉन। NCl3 में भी नहीं है, हो ही नहीं सकते, इसमें भी 10 इलेक्ट्रॉन है। SiF4 में 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन है। BrF5 में भी 7 और 5 12 इलेक्ट्रॉन है आउटरमोस्ट शेल में। XgF में 8 और 2 10 इलेक्ट्रॉन है। BeCl2 में 4 ही है, राइट। तो एक ये हो गया, 2 हो गया, 3 हो गया, 4 हो गया, टोटल 4। सो योर आंसर इज गोइंग टू बी 4। देयर आर सर्टेन स्ट्रक्चर्स ड्रॉन इन दिस क्वेश्चन जो कि या तो कार्बोनिल है या फिर हाइड्रोक्सी कार्बोनिल है, और आपको पता करना है नंबर ऑफ कंपाउंड्स obtained by aldol condensation and number of compound that react with sodium bicarbonate. all right, तो पता करिए कि number of compounds that are obtained by aldol condensation ये कौन से होने चाहिए, ये वो होने चाहिए जो बेसिकली एल्डोल कंडेंसेशन से निकल के आते हैं, और एल्डोल कंडेंसेशन से निकल के बनने वाला जो प्रोडक्ट होता है वो बीटा हाइड्रोक्सी एल्डिहाइड या कीटोन होता है। तो चेक कर लीजिए बीटा हाइड्रोक्सी एल्डिहाइड या कीटोन कौन से हैं। ये नहीं है, ये है बी, ये भी बीटा नहीं है। देखो ये अल्फा होता है, ये अल्फा है, ये बीटा है, राइट। हाँ, तो ये आपका अल्फा कार्बन है, सॉरी yes, in this question there are certain organic compound structures are given. You need to identify how many compounds that are obtained by aldol condensation and how many compounds are there which can actually react with sodium bicarbonate, यानी कि एक ऐसा कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड या कोई ऐसा एसिड होना चाहिए जो कार्बोनिक एसिड से स्ट्रॉन्गर हो। तो एल्डोल कंडेंसेशन का जो प्रोडक्ट होता है वो एल्डोल होता है। एल्डोल इज बीटा हाइड्रोक्सी एल्डिहाइड और कीटोन। तो लेट्स फाइंड आउट, अल्फा कार्बन ये हो गया, बीटा ये हो गया, तो बी हो गया आंसर। एंड अल्फा बीटा ये नहीं हुआ, एंड डी में आपका अल्फा बीटा ये भी हो गया, डी ई भी नहीं हुआ, ये आपका अल्फा ये बीटा एफ भी हो गया, एफ भी हो गया ना, नहीं एफ नहीं हुआ, आई एम सॉरी। एफ में अल्फा तो एक्चुअली आपका ये वाला होगा ना, ये आपका अल्फा है, ये बीटा यानी कि जी भी हो गया, ये आपका अल्फा ये बीटा है, एच भी हो गया, ये आपका अल्फा है, ये बीटा है, यानी जे भी हो गया। तो कितने कंपाउंड हो गए? 1 2 3 4 एंड 5। तो एक्स की वैल्यू हो गई 5। नंबर ऑफ कंपाउंड्स व्हिच रिएक्ट विद सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट। सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट से सिर्फ एक ही कंपाउंड मुझे दिखा था, कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड। नहीं सॉरी, ये कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड नहीं है। इज देयर एनी कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड? यस, this I is carboxylic acid, no other compound. There is only one carboxylic acid exists which can react with sodium bicarbonate to give effervescence test. तो ये Y का वैल्यू हो गया 1. All right, तो 5 plus 1, 5 plus 1, it's going to be 6. 6 is your correct answer. All right. Next question. In this question, there is a sequence of organic reactions जहां पे आपको बहुत सारे रिएजेंट दिए हुए हैं और आपको फाइंड आउट करना है कि आपका जो मेजर प्रोडक्ट है उसके अंदर sp2 हाइब्रिडाइज्ड कार्बन्स कितने हैं। ठीक है, ओके। तो पहले आप K2Cr2O7 से इसका रिएक्शन कराओगे तो विल गेट कीटोन। देन आप PHMg Br का रिएक्शन फॉलोड बाय H2O कराओगे तो पीएच माइनस का अटैक इस कार्बोनिल कार्बन पे हो जाएगा, समथिंग लाइक दिस। फिर वाटर का अटैक होके यहाँ OH, यहाँ पीएच बन गया। एंड देन H प्लस एंड हीट से डिहाइड्रेशन हो गया, और डिहाइड्रेशन होकर के जो आपको कंपाउंड मिलेगा वो एक्चुअली ये होगा। नाउ इस कंपाउंड के अंदर 6 कार्बन तो बेंजीन के हैं जो sp2 हाइब्रिडाइज्ड है, और 2 कार्बन नीचे वाले रिंग के हैं, तो 6 और 2 8। सो योर आंसर हैज टू बी 8. So there are 8 sp2 hybridized carbon atoms are present in the final product of this reaction. All right. This question is actually based on isomerism, especially stereoisomerism. आपको बताना है इन कंपाउंड्स में कितने ऐसे कंपाउंड हैं जिसके अंदर एसिमेट्रिक कार्बन एटम प्रेजेंट है, यानी कायरल कार्बन प्रेजेंट है। ऑलराइट, तो एक तो ये वाला कंपाउंड है, ये वाला कार्बन कायरल हो गया, ये वाला दिस कार्बन इज कायरल, इसमें कोई कायरल कार्बन नहीं है, इसमें भी एक कार्बन कायरल है, इसमें भी कोई कायरल नहीं है, इसमें 2 कायरल है। तो 1 2 एंड 3 ऐसे कंपाउंड हैं जिसके अंदर एसिमेट्रिक कार्बन मिनिमम एक प्रेजेंट है। ऑलराइट, सो योर फाइनल आंसर इज 3. This is a question based on first law of thermodynamics. आपको बताना है work done in adiabatic compression of 2 mole of an ideal gas, monatomic gas, by constant external pressure of 2 atm starting from the initial pressure of 1 atm at an initial temperature of 300 Kelvin. वर्क डन निकालना है एक्चुअली एडियाबैटिक कंप्रेशन में। हमें पता है कि एडियाबैटिक कंप्रेशन में इरिवर्सिबल कंप्रेशन है एक्चुअली, क्योंकि कांस्टेंट एक्सटर्नल प्रेशर हुआ ना तो इरिवर्सिबल भी होगा, वैसे भी कंप्रेशन तो जनरली इरिवर्सिबल ही होता है। तो एडियाबैटिक में क्योंकि आपको पता है Q0 होता है तो डेल्टा E इज इक्वल टू W लिख सकता हूँ। डेल्टा इज NCB T2 माइनस T1 इज इक्वल टू माइनस P एक्सटर्नल V2 माइनस V1। ओके, अपने को वर्क डन निकालना है तो वर्क डन के लिए मुझे T2 पता होना चाहिए। ऑलराइट, तो N कितना है? 2 मोल ऑफ एन आइडियल गैस, 2 मोनोएटॉमिक गैस है, 3/2 R हो गया CB। T2 मुझे चाहिए है, T1 आई थिंक 300 केल्विन है, इज इक्वल टू माइनस P एक्सटर्नल जो कि 2 एटमॉस्फेयर दिया है, इज इट कांस्टेंट एक्सटर्नल प्रेशर ऑफ 2 एटमॉस्फेयर। V2 माइनस V1 देने की बजाय इन्होंने एक्चुअली P2 के बारे में दिया है, तो कैन वी राइट NR T2 अपॉन P2 माइनस NR T1 अपॉन P1। ओके, अब ना यहां से N का हटा दो, जरूरत ही नहीं है, N कैंसिल हो जाएगा, N और R सब में कैंसिल हो गया। ठीक, फाइनल प्रेशर आपको दिया हुआ है, इनिशियल प्रेशर आपको दिया है, फाइनल प्रेशर इज हाउ मच? अगर फाइनल प्रेशर मेंशन नहीं है तो फाइनल प्रेशर हैज टू बी एक्सटर्नल प्रेशर के बराबर, यानी कि 2 atm। ओके, तो ये 2 atm है, ये 1 atm है, T1 पता है, T2 आपको चाहिए, यहां से आप T2 कैलकुलेट कर लो। आई होप दिस कम्स आउट टू बी 420 केल्विन। तो आपको फाइनल टेम्परेचर मिल गया एडियाबैटिक कंप्रेशन में, राइट। एंड W इज इक्वल टू, कैन आई राइट, सीधे डेल्टा ही लगा दो, डेल्टा इज इक्वल टू N CB T2 माइनस T1। तो N है 2 मोल, CB 3/2 R। R की वैल्यू यदि मैं कैलोरीज में रख दूं, क्योंकि आंसर कैलोरीज में देना है, T2 है 420, T1 है 300, तो ये हो गया 6 into 120, तो 720 कैलोरी इज योर final answer. All right, so this is another very good question of adiabatic process in which work done was needed to be found out. All right.
Hi everyone, I'm Firoz Khan, Master Teacher of Mathematics here at Vedantu. So in this video, we are going to discuss the mathematics paper which was conducted very recently, right? So let's start the discussion now. And here is the question on your screen. The question is from functions and differentiation, you can say. You are given a functional equation, 3f of x plus 2f of 1 by x is 1 by x minus 10. Then you have to get mod of f3 plus f dash 1 by 4. So you can see that you have an equation in fx and f of 1 by x. So what you will do here, let's replace x with 1 by x here in this given equation. So if I replace x with 1 by x here, so then this 2f of 1 by x, it will become 2fx. And this 3f of x will become 3f of 1 by x. And on the right side, it is x minus 10 now. Now let's find fx by eliminating this f of 1 by x. So what I'm doing, I'm multiplying this first equation, the given equation, by 3. Let's multiply this second equation by 2 and subtract these two. So when you subtract here, so you are getting 9fx minus 4fx. So basically it is 5fx. 9 minus 4. And this f of 1 by x disappears now. And you are getting 3 over x minus 2x. 3 over x minus 2x. And then minus 30 plus 20. Since you are subtracting, so it is minus 30 plus 20. Minus 30 plus 20 is minus 10. This is 5f of 1 by x. 5f of x actually. So this will give you fx. Fx is 1 over 5, 3 over x minus 2x minus 10. Now I need f3 plus f dash 1 by 4. So let's differentiate it first. F dash x. So it is 1 over 5 minus 3 over x square minus 2. Just differentiate. So 1 over 5 minus 3 over x square minus 2. Now I need what? I need mod of f3 plus f dash 1 by 4. Just substitute the values. So mod of f3, in fact in f3 and f dash 1 by 4, in both you will get 1 by 5. The 1 by 5 I can take it outside. Now what is f3? f3 is 3 over 3, 1 minus 6 minus 10. 1 minus 6 minus 10. This is f3. Now what is f dash 1 by 4? So, and we are adding it. F dash 1 by 4. If you put x is equal to 1 by 4 here, so you will get minus 48 minus 2. Just put x is equal to 1 by 4. So minus 48 here, minus 2. Now this is what? 1 by 5 mod minus 15 minus 50. So ultimately it comes out to be 13, which is the second option, right? Okay, let's see this question now. This is from definite integration, and they have given 0 to pi by 2 f of sine 2x into sine x dx is alpha times 0 to pi by 4 f of cos 2x into cos x dx is equal to 0. The sum of these two integral is 0. Then what is the value of alpha here? So we have to get alpha. Actually, I can rewrite this given equation. I can rewrite it as, in fact, I can write 0 to pi by 2 f of sine 2x sine x dx. This can be written as minus alpha times 0 to pi by 4 f of cos 2x multiplied with cos x dx. So that simply means that this integration on the left, I have to convert it in form of cos 2x and cos x. One more thing, on the left side I have limit 0 to pi by 2, and on the right side the limit of integration is 0 to pi by 4. So I have to convert this limit from 0 to pi by 2 to 0 to pi by 4. So let's take this left side integration. Let's take this 0 to pi by 2 f sine 2x multiplied with sine x dx. Now what I will do, since I have to convert this integral from, in fact, from 0 to pi by 2 to 0 to pi by 4. So I am breaking this integral into two integrals, one from 0 to pi by 4, other from pi by 4 to pi by 2. So let's write it 0 to pi by 4 f of sine 2x sine x, and the second one I am writing pi by 4 to pi by 2. Same thing, f of sine 2x sine x. So I've broken this interval into two parts, 0 to pi by 4 and pi by 4 to pi by 2. Now in this first part, I'm using King's property here. Let's use King's property here. In the first part. So if I use King's property here, so it becomes 0 to pi by 4. King's property means you are replacing x with pi by 4 minus x. So when you replace x with pi by 4 minus x, it will become f of cos 2x. Actually sine 2 times pi by 4 minus x, that will become sine pi by 2 minus 2x, which is cos 2x. And then sine pi by 4 minus x dx. And in this second integral, I want to convert this integral also in the form of 0 to pi by 4. Means I have to change the limit in 0 to pi by 4. So I'm reducing the limit by pi by 4. So in this second integral, what I'm doing, I'm substituting x minus pi by 4 is equal to t. So you can see that when x is pi by 4, t will be 0. And when x is pi by 2, t will be pi by 4. So this second integral also becomes 0 to pi by 4 now. And now I'm writing x is equal to pi by 4 plus t. So if I replace x is equal to pi by 4 plus t here, so this also becomes f of cos 2x 2 times pi by 4 plus t. In fact, cos 2t you should write. Now the variable is t here. So cos 2t and then sine pi by 4 plus t dt. Now both integral are from 0 to pi by 4. So if I combine them, means if I add them, so it is 0 to pi by 4. And see, the value of definite integral does not depend, in fact, does not depend upon the choice of the variable inside the integration. Means I take t here in the second integral or I take t x here, it doesn't matter. Means in the second integral, even if I replace t with x, I will get the same thing. So just in the second integral, replace t with x. So now it can be what? If I add these two, so f of cos 2x can be taken common. And then I have sine pi by 4 minus x plus sine pi by 4 plus x. Right? And now the problem is solved. Sine of a minus b plus sine of a plus b, that will become 2 sine a cos b. That will be 2 sine a cos b. So it is 0 to pi by 4 f of cos 2x and then 2 sine a cos b. So 2 sine a means sine pi by 4, which is 1 by root 2. Cos b means cos x. So ultimately you are getting it as root 2 times 0 to pi by 4 f of cos 2x cos x dx. But from the given question, I can see that is 0 to pi by 2 f of sine 2x sin x dx is minus alpha times 0 to pi by 4 f of cos 2x into cos x dx. So you can see that we have here minus alpha and we are getting root 2 here. Means minus alpha is root 2. So you can say that alpha must be minus. Right? So B is the correct option here. Minus root 2 is the correct option. Okay, let's see this question now. This is from parabola. You are given a parabola y square is equal to 20x whose focus is R, and then a line is given. This line is cutting the parabola at 2 points P and Q, and the centroid of the triangle PQR is given as 10, 10. So what will be the length of this chord PQ square? So basically what they are saying, we have a parabola here. Let's say this is the parabola. And we have a line. Let's say this is the line. This line is cutting the parabola at P and Q. R is the focus of the parabola. So let's form a triangle here, PQR. This point R is the focus of the parabola. Now centroid of this triangle PQR is given as 10, 10. Now you can see that this parabola is of the form y square is equal to 4ax. 4a is 20 here. Means a is 5 here. So hence focus is basically a comma 0. So you can say that this R point is basically a comma 0 means 5 comma 0. R means focus, a comma 0, R comma. One more thing, you know that any point on the parabola y square is equal to 4ax can be taken in the form at square comma 280 in parametric form. So I can choose this point P as, let's say I'm taking P point as 81 square comma 281 and Q point as 82 square comma 282. So I'm taking this P point as 81 square means 5t1 square. 281 means 10t1. Similarly, this Q point I'm taking as 5t2 square. 10t2. And this R point is already known. It is 5 comma 0, this R point. Now if I find the centroid of this triangle, the centroid is basically what? x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. So I can say that if 5t1 square plus 5t2 square plus 5 over 3. This is 10. Then 10t1 plus 10t2 by plus 0 by 3, it is also 10. As centroid is given as 10 comma 10. So now if I solve this equation, I'm getting t1 square plus t2 square. 30 minus 5, 25, it is 5 actually. t1 square plus t2 square. 30 minus 5 to yes 5. And here I'm getting what? t1 plus t2. 30 divided by 10, which is 3. So I got two equations here. t1 square plus t2 square is 5 and t1 plus t2 is 3. Now I have to find the length of this chord PQ. What I have to find? I have to find the length of the chord PQ. So let's find the length of the chord PQ. In fact, I need PQ square only. So PQ square is what? Just apply distance formula, 5t1 square minus 5t2 square whole square plus 10t1 minus 10t2. Simple distance formula, 5t1 square minus 5t2 square whole square, 10t1 minus 10t2. Now it can be written as 25 times t1 square minus t2 square can be factorized. So t1 plus t2 whole square, t1 minus t2 whole square. And here I'm getting 100 times t1 minus t2 whole square. So now you can see that 25 times T1 minus T2 whole square can be taken common. So you are getting what? You are getting T1 plus T2 whole square. T1 plus T2 whole square here plus 4 here. Now I can get T1. In fact, T1 plus T2 is already known. So I need this T1 minus T2 only. I need this T1 minus T2 only. So in fact, T1 minus T2 whole square is what? T1 plus T2 whole square minus 4 T1 T2, but I don't know T1 T2. So let's find T1 T2 first. Let's find T1 T2 first. So if I do squaring here, so T1 plus T2 whole square, it is 9. So this gives you T1 square plus T2 square plus 2 T1 T2 is equal to 9. And T1 square plus T2 square is 5. So this gives you T1 T2 is equal to 2. Now come back here. So this is what? This is basically 25 times T1 square minus T2 square can be written as T1 square plus T2 square minus 2 T1 T2. Then in the second bracket we have T1 plus T2 whole square, which is 9 plus 4. Now it is 25. T1 square plus T2 square is 5. 2 T1 T2. T1 T2 is 2. So 2 T1 T2 is 4 into 13. So basically you are getting what? 25 into 13, which is 325. So 325 should be the correct option here. And these things are useless. They are extra things given to you. Is C minus M is equal to 6. We are not using this fact that C minus M is equal to 6. And these are extra things given to you just to confuse you. Otherwise, problem can be solved straight away without using this C minus M is equal to 6 thing. Okay, let's see this question now. This is from vectors. And you are given 3 vectors here, A, B, C. D is another vector, fourth vector, which is perpendicular to both A and B, right? So since D is perpendicular to both A and B, so I can assume that D must be lambda times A cross B. A cross B is the vector which is perpendicular to both A and B. So first I need to find the vector A cross B. So this is I, J. Okay, I'm finding A cross B first. A vector is 2, 7, minus 1. And B vector is 3, 0, 5. A is 2, 7, minus 1. B is 3, 0, 5. Let's find the product. So this gives you 35I. Then this one and this one disappears. So 10 plus 3. 10 plus 3. So in fact minus 13J. And then I get minus 21K. So this is the vector A cross B. Let me check once again. A cross B will be what? 2I, 2, 7, minus 1, 3, 0, 5. So if I take I am getting 35. If I take J, so 10 plus 3, yes, minus 13. And then it is 2 minus 21. So minus 20. So I'm getting 35I minus 13J minus 21K. Let me check first. 35I minus 13J minus 21K. Yes, it is correct. Now D will be what? D is perpendicular to both A and B. So I can say that D must be lambda times A cross B. Means lambda times 35I minus 13J minus 21. This is the vector D. Lambda times 35I minus 13J minus 20. Now they have given that C dot D must be 12. C dot D must be 12. So I'm taking the dot product of this vector C, the dot product of this vector C with D. So I will get lambda times 35 plus 13 minus 42, and this must be 12. Take the dot product with C. So lambda times 35 minus 1 into minus 13 plus 13, 2 into minus 21 minus 42. So here you are getting 48 minus 42, 6 lambda 12, lambda is 2. So now you know that your vector D is basically 2 times 35i minus 13j minus 21k. And finally they are asking what? The dot product of minus I plus j minus k with C cross T. With C cross T. So this is nothing but the scalar triple product STP of this vector minus I plus j minus k, C and D. So let's take the scalar triple product of this minus I plus j minus k dot C cross T. This is nothing but STP. STP means determinant formed by coefficients of these three vectors. The first vector is minus I plus j minus k, means minus 1, 1, minus 1. Then C vector. C vector is 1, minus 1. And then D vector. D vector is basically what? 2 times. So I can take 2 outside. 2 can be taken outside. 2 times 35 minus 13 minus 20. Now it is very easy. Just expand this determinant. You will get your answer. So when you expand this determinant, ultimately you are getting what? You are getting 44 as your answer. Just expand the determinant. Okay. Let's see this question now. This is from matrices. A is a 2 by 2 matrix and it is satisfying this equation. A transpose is alpha A plus I. Alpha is any real number except minus 1 and 1. Then they have given that determinant of A square minus A is 4. Then what will be the sum of all possible values of A here? So we have to find the sum of all possible values of alpha, not A. Sum of all possible values of alpha. So now see this equation. A transpose is given to you alpha A plus I. If I take transpose both sides once again, so I will get A is equal to alpha A transpose plus I. I transpose will be I only. What I've done, I've just taken transpose on both sides. So it becomes a alpha A dash plus I. Now if I put the value of A dash here, so it is A alpha A dash from the given equation is alpha A plus I and again I. So this gives you 1 minus alpha square multiplied with A is alpha plus 1i, right? Alpha I plus alpha plus 1i. Now this 1 minus alpha square can be factorized as 1 plus alpha 1 minus alpha. So from here I am getting A is equal to I over, I is identity matrix here of second order, I over 1 minus alpha. So now I know that the matrix A is basically I over 1 minus alpha. Now they have given that if I take the determinant of A square minus A, it should be 4. Now this determinant of A square minus A, it can be written as determinant of A minus I. It is 4. And it can be written as determinant of A multiplied with determinant of A minus I. It should be 4. And from here you can see that A can be written as, from here you can see that A can be written as A minus I. See this equation here. From this equation you can say that A minus I is basically alpha A transpose. A minus I is alpha A transpose. So if I substitute the values here, so I'm getting determinant of A minus I. A minus I is alpha A transpose. This is 4. Now I can say that this is determinant of alpha A transpose. Since A is actually 2 by 2 matrix, so determinant of alpha A transpose will be alpha square times determinant of A, and determinant of A transpose is same as determinant of A. So it is determinant of A is whole square. It is 4. So I am getting alpha square determinant of A whole square, that is equal to 4. So this gives you alpha times determinant of A plus minus 2. Alpha times determinant of A plus minus 2. Now alpha times, now what is determinant of A? Determinant of A you can see from here. Just check from this equation. If I take the determinant of A here, so it is determinant of 1 over 1 minus alpha I. So determinant of I will be 1. So it is basically 1 over 1 minus alpha whole square, determinant of A. So hence it is alpha times determinant of A. Determinant of A is 1 over 1 minus alpha whole square. It must be plus minus 2. Now this gives you two possibilities. Alpha will be plus minus 2 times 1 minus 2 alpha plus alpha square. Now if I solve it with plus sign, so I am getting 2 alpha square minus 4 alpha and alpha. In fact, it will be, I am getting what? I am getting 2 alpha square here minus 4 alpha and alpha, so minus 5 alpha plus 2 0. And if I solve it with minus sign, so I am getting 2 alpha square. It was minus 4 alpha and taken on that side. So that will be minus 5 alpha plus 2. It is correct with plus sign. With minus sign, I am getting 2 alpha square, and alpha minus 4 alpha means minus 3 alpha and plus 2. Now you can see that this second equation has discriminant less than 0. So this will not give you any real value of alpha, the second one. And the first one, they are asking sum of all possible values of alpha. So basically they are asking sum of roots here. Sum of roots of this equation is 5 by 2. So hence sum of possible values of alpha is 5 by 2, which should be option D, right? Okay, let's see this question now. This is from binomial theorem. Two expansions are given to you. In the first one, I need the coefficient of x raised to 7, while in the second one, I need the coefficient of x raised to minus 7. And these two coefficients are equal. Coefficient of x raised to 7 and coefficient of x raised to minus 7, both are equal here. So then you have to relate A and B. Okay. Let's observe this first one. In the first one, if I find the general term TR plus 1, so it is 11CR AX square raised to 11 minus R 1 over 2BX raised to R. 11CR A raised to 11 minus R 2B raised to R X raised to 22 minus 3R. And I need the coefficient of x raised to 7 here. So hence this 22 minus 3R, it must be 7. So this gives you R is equal to 5. So I got coefficient of x raised to 7 here. Just put R is equal to 5. So it is 11C5 A raised to 6 over 2 raised to 5, which is 32 B raised to 5. This is the first case, the coefficient of x raised to 7 in the first expansion. Now let's move to the second expansion. In this second expansion, if I find the general term, let's say general term is tk plus 1 here. So it is 11 ck ax raised to 11 minus k minus 1 over 3bx square raised to k. It is 11 ck a raised to 11 minus k over minus 3b raised to k x raised to 11 minus k minus 2k. And I need coefficient of x raised to minus 7 here. So this 11 minus 2k is minus 7. This gives you k is equal to 9. So what is coefficient of x raised to minus 7 here in the second expansion? It is 11c9. A raised to 11 minus 9 means a square. Then minus 3 raised to 9. Is it 9 here? I'm getting minus sign. Let me check once again. 11 ck ax raised to 11 minus k and then minus 1 by 3b x square raised to k. It is correct. 11 ck a raised to 11 minus k minus 3b raised to k. So I am getting what? I am getting x raised to 11 minus k in the numerator and denominator x raised to 2k. Oh, yes, I made a mistake here. (11 minus k minus 2k), it will be 11 minus 3k here, not 2k. 11 minus k and denominator 2k. So I'm getting 11 minus 3k is equal to what? Is equal to minus 7. So this gives you k is equal to 6. So hence coefficient of x raised to minus 7 is 11c6. A raised to 5, 11 minus 6. Then 3 raised to 6, b raised to 6. Now they have given that these two coefficients are same. Means 11c5 a raised to 6, 32b raised to 5. It is same as 11c6 a raised to 5 over 729b6. Now 11c5 and 11c6 both are same thing. So 11c5, 11c6 cancel. So here you are getting a by 32 on the left, and on the right you are getting 1 by 729b. So hence you can say that is 729 here. Hence you can say that is 729ab is equal to 32. 729ab is equal to 32 means the first option is the correct option here. Okay, let's see this question now. This is from differential equation. Y1 and Y2 are the two solutions of this differential equation. dy by dx is equal to y plus 7. Y1 0 is 0, Y2 0 is 1. Then these two curves y is equal to y1x and y is equal to y2x intersect at how many points? So basically you have to find the number of points of intersection of these two curves y1 and y2. Now you can see that your differential equation dy by dx is equal to y plus 7. It is variable separable, or you can treat it as a linear differential equation also. You can also write it as dy by dx minus y is equal to 7. So it is dy by dx py cube. I'm treating it as a linear differential equation. So if I find its integrating factor, so its integrating factor is e raised to p dx, which is e raised to minus x. So hence I can write its solution as y into integrating factor, on the right side q into integrating factor. Now if I integrate the right side, so I'm getting y into e raised to minus x is minus 7 e raised to minus x plus some constant, let's say c. Y into e raised to minus x minus 7 e raised to minus x plus c. So ultimately I'm getting y as c e raised to x minus 7. Now we have two curves, y1 and y2. For y1 at x is equal to 0, y is 0, and for y2 at x is equal to 0, y is 1. So see, for y1, y1 0 is 0. If I put x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, so x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, so I'm getting c is equal to 7 here. That means you can say that your y1 curve is basically 7 e raised to x minus 7. And for y2, 0 is equal to 1. You can say that it is 1 here, c minus 7. So c is 8 for the second curve. Means second curve y2x is 8 e raised to x minus 7. Now let's find the point of intersection of these two. So to find the point of intersection of these two, I have to solve these two equations. So just equate y1x is equal to y2x. Point of intersection means you are equating these two curves. So 7 e raised to x minus 7 is 8 e raised to x minus 7. So this gives you 7 is equal to 8, which is not possible. It is not possible in any case. That means if these two curves never intersect each other. So no point of intersection. Means option B is the correct option here. These two curves never meet each other. Now let's see this question. We have a cyclic quadrilateral whose adjacent sides are 2 and 5. Two adjacent sides. And angle between these two adjacent sides is 60 degree, right? Area is also given. Area of this quadrilateral is 4 root 3. Then what will be the perimeter of this quadrilateral? So we have a cyclic quadrilateral, two adjacent sides are 2 and 5 and angle between them is 60 degree. So let's say this side is 2, this side is 5, and we don't know other two sides. What are the other two sides here? This side is, let me name it as ABCD. This one is 2, this one is 5, this angle is 60 degree. So we need other two sides, BC and CD. So let's say this side is X, this side is Y. If I join this BD, so area is given here. Area of quadrilateral ABCD is 4 root 3, and this area can be written as area of triangle ABC, ABD in fact, plus area of triangle BCD. This area is 4 root 3. Just add area of triangle ABD and area of triangle BCD, you will get area of quadrilateral, which is given as 4 root 3. Now area of triangle ABD is what? Half 2 into 5 sine 60 degree. See, whenever two adjacent sides of a triangle are A and B, included angle is theta, area can be written as half AB sine theta. If two sides are A and B, included angle is theta, area is half AB sine theta. So area of this triangle is half 2 into 5 sine 60 degree. Now obviously this angle here is 120 degree. Why this is 120 degree? Because sum of opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is always 180 degree. Sum of opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is 180 degree. So if I write the area of triangle BCD, that will be half XY sine 120 degree. It is also 4 root 3. This is 4 root 3. Now half can be taken common. Sine 60 and sine 120 both root 3 by 2. So it is also taken common. So I got 10 here, XY here. This is 4 root 3. So this root 3 and root 3 disappears. So from here I am getting what? I am getting XY. XY is what? 16 minus 10, which is 6. So XY is 6 here. Now, one more thing. Perimeter I need to means I need one more equation in x and y to get the values of x and y here. So what I will do, I will equate this BD from both the triangle. Let's find BD from triangle ABD and then BD from triangle BCD and equate them. So see from triangle ABD. If I use cosine rule, so cos 60 degrees is what? 2 square plus 5 square minus BD square over 2 into 2 into 5. Cos 60 degree, 2 square plus 5 square minus BD square, 2 into 2 into. Cos 60 is half. It is 29 minus BD square over 2 into 10. So this gives you BD square is equal to 19. So I know BD square is now 19. Now if I use again cosine rule, but this time in triangle BCD. In triangle BCD, again I am using cosine rule. So cos 120 degree is x square plus y square minus BD square, which is 19 over 2xy. And cos 120 is minus half. So I'm getting x square, and x square plus y square I don't know. So I have x square plus y square minus 19. This 2 and 2 disappears. Xy we already know here. It is xy is 6, so it is minus 6. So I got x square plus y square 13. And now just solve these two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. You have two variables, two equations. You can easily solve these two. So ultimately you will get x is equal to 3, y is equal to 2, or vice versa, or x is equal to 2, y is equal to 3. So that means sides of the quadrilateral are what? 2, 5, 3. Hence perimeter will be what? Perimeter will be 2 plus 5 plus 3 plus 2. 7 and 3, 10 and 2, 12. The perimeter of this quadrilateral is 12 here, right? Okay, let's see this question now. This is from probability. We have two dice, and both dice have 6 faces numbered 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Means the numbers on the face are 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Now both these dice are rolled. Then what is the probability that the sum of the numbers on top faces is less than or equal to it? Means sum should be less than or equal to it. So obviously total number of cases here is 36, 6 square. First die can show any of the 6 numbers. Second die can show any of the 6 numbers. 6 into 6, 36. The total cases is 36 here. Now I need the sum of the numbers should be less than or equal to 8. Sum of the numbers should be less than or equal to 8. So what are the possibilities? The possibilities are 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. Okay, let's start from 1 first. So 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 5, 1, 7. So 4 possibilities with 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 5, 1, 7. Then 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 5. Then 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 5. Then 7, 1. So how many possibilities are there? Just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Am I missing something? Sum of the numbers on the top faces is less than or equal to 8. Oh, I missed 1, 1. In fact, same pairs also. I missed 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay, anyhow. So 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 5, 1, 7. 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 5. Then 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 5. Then 7, 1. And I missed some cases here. I missed these cases when both are same. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. So I miss these cases also. Now see how many I'm getting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Still I'm missing something here. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Let me check why I'm missing. 1, comma 2, 1, comma 3. In fact, let me write once. In fact, fresh. Let me write fresh, in fact, so that I should not miss. If I take the first, in fact, I'm writing, let's say A, comma B. Let's say I'm getting A and B. So if I take A as 1, so B can be 1, B can be 2, B can be 3, B can be 5, B can be 7. The total 5 possibilities here itself. If I take A as 2, so B can be 1, B can be 2, B can be 3, B can be 5. The 4 possibilities here. If I take A as 3, so B can be 1, B can be 2, B can be 3, B can be 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. If I take 5 here, so it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3. If I take 7 here, so then it can be 1 only. Now count how many possibilities you are getting. 5 and 4, 9 and 4, 13 and 3, 16 and 17. Yes, 17 by 36 is there in the option. Let me count again. 5 and 4, 9 and 4, 13. Yes. So these are total 17 possibilities. So hence probability will be 17 by 36. Now let's see. Area of the triangle with vertices AZ, B iota Z and CZ plus iota Z. So what is the area of the triangle formed by these 3 points? So let's find the side length of the triangle. If I find side length AB, AB means distance between A and B. So that will be mod Z minus iota Z. See, whenever you are taking the distance between two complex numbers, distance between two complex numbers is equal to mod of their difference. So it is what? Mod Z mod 1 minus iota, which is root 2 mod Z. Then find BC. So BC is what? Mod Z plus iota Z minus iota Z. So it is mod Z. And if you find AC, so it is mod Z plus iota Z minus Z. It is mod iota Z. And mod iota Z is mod Z only. So you can clearly see that it is a right triangle actually. AB square is BC square plus AC square. So basically it is a right triangle and the longest side is AB here. Angle C is right angle and AC is mod Z, BC is also mod Z. So since it is a right triangle, so you can directly write the area. Area will be half base into altitude mod Z into mod Z to mod Z square. So area is basically half mod Z square. Okay, let's see this question now. we have a quadratic x square plus px plus 2 whose roots are alpha beta, another quadratic whose roots are 1 by alpha and 1 by beta. Then I have to calculate this expression in terms of p and q. So let's see. From this equation, I can say that since alpha beta are the roots, so alpha plus beta is minus p and alpha into beta is q. Alpha plus beta minus p, alpha into beta q here from this equation. Now let's find this expression. This expression I can write if I multiply first two, so I will get alpha beta minus and minus plus 1 by alpha beta minus alpha by beta minus beta by alpha. Multiply first two. And when you multiply next two, so you are getting alpha beta plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 by alpha beta. Now just put the values of alpha beta here. Alpha beta is in fact 2. Why I have written q? Alpha beta is 2 actually here. Sum of roots minus p, product of roots 2. So just put alpha beta is equal to 2 here. So you are getting 2 plus 1 by 2. Here minus taken common, so it is alpha square plus beta square by alpha beta. Alpha beta is 2, so you are getting 2 plus 2 plus 1 by 2. So now it is 5 by 2. Now alpha square plus beta square can be written as alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta over alpha beta. And here you are getting what? 4 plus 1 by 2, so 9 by 2. So now you are getting 9 by 2, then 5 by 2. Then alpha plus beta is minus p, so p square. Alpha beta is 2, so 4. Alpha beta is 2. So you are getting what? You are getting 9 by 2. 2 can be taken outside here. So 9 by 4. And then 5 plus 4, 9. 9 minus p square. So this is the answer. 9 by 4, 9 minus p square, which is option C. There is no use of the second quadratic in this question. In this question, just ignore the second quadratic. There is no use of the second quadratic. You can get the answer just by using the first result. Now let's see this question. This is from functions, domain and range question. Function fx is 1 over under root smallest integer of x, a smallest integer greater than or equal to x minus x. This is not GIF. This is smallest integer greater than or equal to x. What does it mean? If x is an integer, so then this symbol, if x is an integer, then this symbol, this is not GIF, I'm repeating. If x is an integer, then this will be same as x. Same as x. But if x is not an integer, so then this will be the integer which is just greater than x. So basically this will be integral part of x plus 1. See, actually what I'm trying to say here, let's say when x lies between 0 and 1. Yes, when x lies between 0 and 1, so GIF will be 0, greatest integer, and least integer, smallest integer will be actually 1. When x lies here, 0 and 1. Similarly, when x lies between 1 and 2, so GIF will be 1. But smallest integer will be 2. You will take the other one. So hence, when x is an integer, integral part of smallest integer of x is same as x. But when x is not an integer, smallest integer of x will be integral part of x plus 1, GIF plus 1. Now you have to get the domain and range of this function and then check the both domain is given as A, range is given as B. Then I have to check the statement 1 and 2, A intersection B and A union B, which one is true here. So let's get the domain of the function first. So obviously this function fx is not defined when x is an integer, because if x is an integer, then this denominator will be 0. So hence you can say that fx is not defined if x is an integer. So hence domain is which set? Domain is a set. Domain contains all real number except integers. So obviously B statement is true. A contains all real numbers, so A union B should also contains all real numbers. A union B should also contains all real number except integer. So obviously S2 is false. This statement is false. S2. Now I have to get S1. S1 means I have to get the range of the function. Range of the function. So let's get the range. And I just told you that when x is not an integer, obviously at integer your function is not defined. At integer your function is not defined. So your function is defined only when x is not an integer. And when x is not an integer, your function is basically what? 1 over under root. This smallest integer can be written as integral part of x plus 1 minus x. Integral part of x plus 1 minus x. Now it is what? 1 over under root 1 minus fractional part of x. And you know that the fractional part of x always lies between 0 and 1. Fractional part of x always lies between 0 and 1. So when fractional part of x is approaching to 0, so then your function is approaching to 1. Then fractional part of x is approaching to 0, function is approaching to 1. And when fractional part of x is approaching to 1, so then your function is approaching to infinity. Hence, the range of this function, which is the set B, is basically 1 to infinity. So range of this function is 1 to infinity. So now if you check A intersection B, A contains all real numbers except integer. B contains only numbers from 1 to infinity. So of course intersection is also 1 to infinity except integers, or you can say 1 to infinity except natural numbers. So A statement is, S1 statement is true here. So hence only first statement is true, means option C is the correct option here. See this question, this is based on sets and we have an ellipse. So sets on an ellipse, combined concept, multi-concept, concept of sets and ellipse will be used here. So they are saying that in a group there are 100 persons, 75 speak English, 40 speak Hindi. Each person speak at least one of the two languages, means union contains 100. So basically, let's say this is the set of persons speaking English. And this is the set of the persons speaking Hindi. And union is 100, total 100, E union H. Now only English is alpha, then and only Hindi is beta. I don't know what is intersection here. I don't know what is intersection here. So let's say intersection is, let's say this intersection is, let's say this intersection is P here. So English is what? 75. So this will be 75 minus P. In fact, only English is given as, just a minute. Let me erase it. Only English is given to if the number of person who speak only English, alpha. The number of person who speak only Hindi is beta. So alpha is what? English speaking 75, तो alpha is 75 minus p. Hindi speaking 40, तो beta is 40 minus p. Now obviously if I add all three, 75 minus p, which is alpha, plus p, then beta, which is 40 minus p. So this should be union, and union is 100. So this p and p disappears. So this gives you p is equal to 15. P is equal to 15. So means alpha is 60 and beta is 25. So hence this ellipse is now what? This ellipse is basically 25 times beta square x square, beta square x square, beta square is 25 square. Let's divide the whole equation by alpha square beta square. So 25 times x square by alpha square plus y square by beta square 1. It is 25 times x square by 60 square plus y square by beta square. Beta square is 25 square. So ultimately you are getting what? You are getting x square by 5 square will be 25, so 12 square, y square by 5 square, it is 1. This is what it is. And they are asking the eccentricity. The eccentricity will be under root a square, which is 144, b square, which is 25, by a, which is 12. 144 minus 25, it is 119 by 2. So this is the eccentricity of the ellipse under root 119 by 12, right? Okay, let's see this question. This is from what? This is from PNC. So you are given a word here, mathematics, and the number of words which can be formed using all the letters of the word mathematics in which C and S do not come together is 6 factorial into k. So what is the value of k here? Basically, you have to find the number of words in which C and S are not together. C and S are not together. So let's arrange all the letters except C and S. And except C and S, how many letters we have here? Except C and S, these are the letters. You have 2M, then 2A, then 2T, then H, E, I. How many letters? You have 9 letters. And then C and S. Now you are arranging these letters in such a way that C and S should not come together. So what I will do, I will arrange these 9 letters first. These 9 letters first, and these 9 letters can be arranged in 9 factorial over 2 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial, because you have 2M, 2A, 2T. So this is the number of arrangement of these 9 letters. Now when you have arranged 9 letters, let's say first letter, second letter, third letter, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. So you have total 10 gaps including the ends. You have total 10 gaps including the ends. And since C and S should not come together, so I will choose 2 gaps from these 10 gaps. And in these 2 gaps which are selected for C and S, I will arrange C and S in 2 factorial ways. So this is the number of arrangements when C and S are not together. And this is given as 6 factorial into k. 6 factorial into k. And now just solve this equation, you will get the value of k. So when you solve this, your answer will be 5670. Okay, let's see this question now. This is from ITF. Tan 2 tan inverse 3 by 5 plus tan inverse 5 by 13. You have to get the value of this expression, right? So I can write this expression as tan of, let me write it as tan of 2a plus b. Here a is what? A is tan inverse 3 by 5. Means tan is 3 by 5. And b is sine inverse 5 by 13. Means sine b is 5 by 13. Now let's use the formula. Tan of 2a plus b can be written as tan 2a plus tan b, compound angle formula, over 1 minus tan 2a into tan b. So now I need the value of tan 2a. Tan 2a can be written as 2 tan a over 1 minus tan square a. So it is 2 into 3 by 5 means 6 by 5 over 1 minus 9 by 25. So this comes out to be 6 by 5 and 16 by 25. So it is 30 by 16 means you can say 15 by 8 it is. 30 by 16, 15 by 8. And tan b is obviously, tan b will be what? Sine b is 5 by 13. So tan b will be 5 by 12. Now just put the values here. So tan 2a is 15 by 8. Tan b is 5 by 12. 1 minus tan 2a is 15 by 8. Tan b is 5 by. Now just simplify this. You will get your, just simplify this expression. So ultimately you will get your values, and your value will be what? After simplification it comes out to be 220 by 21. Okay, see this question now, this is from straight lines. You are given 4 lines here, and these 4 lines are forming a parallelogram. Area of the parallelogram is given to you. Area is greater than or equal to 1. So what will be the complete set of C? Complete set of values of C. So see, if you have 4 lines, let's say you have 4 lines, y is equal to m1x plus c1, y is equal to m1x plus t1, y is equal to m2x plus c1, m2x plus c2, y is equal to m2x plus t2. Let's say you have these 4 lines. So then area of the parallelogram formed by these 4 lines can be written as mod c1 minus c2, t1 minus t2 over m1 minus m2. This is the area. So now if I arrange all these 4 lines in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, so your given lines are what? The first line is y is equal to minus 1 by 2x plus 5 by 2. Then y is equal to minus 1 by 2x plus 15 by 2. Then y is equal to minus 3x plus 10. Y is equal to minus 3x plus c by 3 plus c by 2 in fact. So let's write the area. Area will be what? Mod c1 minus c2. So 5 by 2 minus 15 by 2. Then d1 minus d2, 10 minus c by 2. Then m1 minus m2, which is minus half plus 3. And this area is given as greater than or equal to 1. Let's solve it. 5 minus 15 by 2. So it is minus 10 by 2, which is minus 5, or you can say 5. then 10 minus c by 2, or you can write it as 20 minus c by 2, 20 minus c here. You have minus 5, 20 minus c in the numerator. And in the denominator, you have 5 by 2, 2 is cancelled, so 5. It is greater than or equal to. So ultimately, I am getting mod c minus 20 greater than or equal to. So hence c minus 20 lies between hence c minus 20 will be either less than or equal to minus 1 or greater than or equal to. So c is either less than or equal to 19 or greater than or equal to 21. Means option D is the correct option here. Minus infinity to 19 union 21 to infinity, right? Let's see this question. They are saying that what is the equation of the plane passing through the line of intersection of these two planes and at a distance of 2 by root 3 from the point 3, 1, minus 1. So your required plane is passing through the intersection of these two planes. So hence required plane can be written as P1 plus lambda times P2. P1 is the first plane, P2 is the second plane. So it can be written as x plus 2y plus 3z minus 2 P1. Then lambda times P2 x minus y plus z minus 3 is equal to 0. This is P1 plus lambda times P2, x plus 2y plus 3z minus 2 plus lambda times x minus y plus z minus 3. Now if I arrange it, it is 1 plus lambda times x, 2 minus lambda times y, 3 plus lambda times z, minus 2 minus 3 lambda. And now they have given that the distance of this plane from 3, 1, minus 1 is 2 by root 3. Means length of the perpendicular from the point 2, 3, 1, minus 1 to this plane should be 2 by root 3. So let's use length of the perpendicular formula. So that will be mod. Put x is equal to 3 here. So it is 3 plus 3 lambda. Y is equal to 1 here. So 2 minus lambda. Then z is equal to minus 1 here. Minus 3 minus lambda. And then minus 2 minus 3 lambda. Divided by under root a square plus b square plus c square, 1 plus lambda whole square, 2 minus lambda whole square, 3 plus lambda whole square. And this distance is given as 2 by root 3. Now just do squaring both sides and solve it. You will get the value of lambda. What you will do? You will do squaring both sides and solve it. So you will get a value of lambda. And just put the value of lambda here in equation 1. You will get the required plane. So do squaring, get lambda, and whatever lambda you are getting, put it in equation 1. You will get your plane. So ultimately, when you do squaring and solve it, so you are getting lambda is equal to minus 7 by 2. Actually, the quadratic will give you. In fact, this becomes, okay, lambda square gets cancelled from both sides if you do squaring. So ultimately, you are not getting a quadratic. Actually, you are getting a linear equation only because lambda square gets cancelled. So lambda is equal to minus 7 by 2 you are getting. And just put the value of lambda is equal to minus 7 by 2 here in equation 1. You will get the equation of the plane, which is 5x minus 11y plus z is equal to 17. Now let's see this question. This is from circles. Two circles are given to you and the radii of these two circles are 8 and 6. Angle, these two circles intersect at right angle, means they are orthogonal circles. The two orthogonal circles of radii 8 and 6. So what is the length of the common chord here? You have to get the length of the common chord. Okay. So let's say you have two circles of radii. Let's draw the figure first. So I have two circles. One circle is, let's say, this. Its radius is 8. And we have another circle of radius 6. So these are the two circles here. Let's say centers of the two circles are A and B. And let's say they cut at P and Q. The radius of this larger circle is 8. The radius of this smaller circle is 6. And they are intersecting at right angle. So your angle at P is 90 degree. Angle APB is 90 degree. So using Pythagoras, you can find AB, and AB using Pythagoras is 10. Now I have to find the length of the common chord. So let's say the common chord is PQ. I have to find this length. Let's say this point is C. C is the midpoint of the chord PQ. So see, if I write the area of triangle APB, since it is a right triangle, so its area is half base into altitude. Half 6 into 8. Half 6 into 8 is the area of the triangle. And area of the same triangle APB, I can also write it as half. If I take base as AB, then altitude will be PC. It is half into 48. Half disappears. AB we already know. AB is basically 10. So 10 PC is 48. So hence PC will be 48 by 10 means 24 by 5. This is PC. So hence you can say that its complete length of the common chord PQ will be 2 times PC. So it will be 48 by 5. So hence the complete length of the common chord PQ is basically 48 by 5, which is option D. See this question, they are asking the number of solutions of this equation in the interval 0 to 2 pi. Trigonometric equation is given to you and you just have to find the number of solutions, not the exact solutions in the given interval. So what you can do here, I can write tan x as sin x by cos x. Secant x as 1 by cos x. 2. Tan x sin x by cos x, secant x 1 by cos x. So I'm getting what? I'm getting sin x plus 1 is 2 cos x. It was 2 cos x here on the right, not 2. Tan x is sin x by cos x, secant x is 1 by cos x. Right side is 2 cos x. So I'm getting 2 cos square x here. Now I have 1 plus sin x. Cos square x can be written as 1 minus sin square x, means 1 minus sin x, 1 plus sin x. Now I can cancel this 1 plus sin x. Why I can cancel this 1 plus sin x? Because 1 plus sin x cannot be 0, because if I take 1 plus sin x 0, then sin x will be minus 1, and sin x minus 1, then tan will not be defined. So hence 1 plus sin x cannot be 0, because corresponding to 1 plus sin x is equal to 0, you are getting x is equal to 3 pi by 2, where tan is not defined. From here I can say that 1 minus sin x is half. So sin x is also half. And since sin x is half, so in 0 to 2 pi, you will get two solutions, pi by 6 and 5 pi by 6. So basically you are getting only two solutions here, pi by 6 and 5 pi by 6. Okay, let's see this question. This is from definite integration. Two integral are given to you. First integral is called P, second integral is called KP. So what is the value of K here? So let's take KP. Here if I substitute this tan theta as x, so secant square theta d theta will become dx. So this integration becomes 0 to 1 tan inverse 1 over x square minus x plus 1 dx. X is basically what? Tan theta. So dx is secant square theta d theta, and when x varies from 0 to pi by 4, tan theta is exactly when theta varies from 0 to pi by 4, so x varies from 0 to 1. Now I can write it as 0 to 1 tan inverse. See, denominator I can write as 1 minus x into 1 minus x. You can check. It will become 1 minus x plus x square. And numerator I can write x plus 1 minus x. The numerator can be written as x plus 1 minus x, denominator 1 minus x minus 1. So now it can be written as 0 to 1 tan inverse x plus tan inverse 1 minus x. So this is 0 to 1 tan inverse x dx plus 0 to 1 tan inverse 1 minus x. Now this integral is 0 to 1 tan inverse x dx is p. And in this second one, this one, if you use King's property here, means replace x with 1 minus x. So this also becomes 0 to 1 tan inverse x dx. Just replace x with 1 minus x, so you are getting the same integral 0 to 1 tan inverse x, so it is also p. So it is 2p. Hence k will be right. Option D is the correct option here. Okay, let's see this question. This is from binomial, and they are saying that if the constant term in this expansion is alpha, so what will be integral part of alpha? You have to get the constant term, means term independent of x. So let's find the general term here first, tr plus 1. So tr plus 1 is what? 7cr 3x square raised to 7 minus r. And then I have minus 1 by 2x5 whole raised to r. This is the general term. 7cr 3x square raised to 7 minus r minus 1 by 2x5 whole raised to r. So it is 7cr 3 raised to 7 minus r minus 1 by 2 raised to r, then x raised to 14 minus 2r minus 5r, so minus 7r. And since term is independent of x, so this 14 minus 7r is 0. So hence r will be 2. So just put r is equal to 2. You will get the term independent of x. And term independent of x is called alpha here. So alpha is what? 7c2 3 raised to 5 minus 1 by 2 raised to 5. Minus 1 by 2 raised to 2. R is 2 actually. So 7c2 3 raised to 5 minus 1 by 2. 7c2 is 7 into 6 divided by 2, 21. 3 raised to 5 is 243 into 1 by 4. This is alpha. So just take its integral part. You will get the value of alpha. So ultimately, if you take its integral part, so it is 5103 by 4. And 5103 by 4 is 1275 point something. 127.5 something. So integral part will be 1275. Actually 5103 by 4 will be what? 1275 into 4. That will be 5100. So this is basically 1275.75. So hence integral part is 1275. Okay, let's see this question now. This is from vectors. Two vectors given, A and C. B is another vector which is satisfying this equation. A is B cross C. And mod B square is 50. So then what will be mod of 72 minus B plus C whole square? Okay. So we know that if I write B cross C whole square plus B dot C whole square, so it will be B square C square. It is also called Lagrange's identity. B cross C whole square plus B dot C whole square, B square C square. Now B cross C is A, so it is A square. B dot C I don't know, so let's keep it as it is. Whole square actually here. B square C square. B square is what? C, B square is given 50. And C square I can find from here. 4 plus 9 plus 9. 4 plus 9 plus 9, it is 22. So from here you got A square, you can also find A square is 9 plus 1 plus 1. 9 plus 1 plus 1, 11. So you are getting B dot C whole square is 15 to 22 minus 11. 11 can be taken common. So it is 100 minus 1. So 11 into 99. So which is basically 11 square into 3 square. 11 into 99, yes 11. So ultimately you are getting B dot C whole square. You are getting B dot C is equal to plus minus 33. Now let's find this mod B plus C whole square. So it is B square plus C square minus 2B dot C. B square is what? B square is 50. C square is what? C square is 9 plus 9, 18 and 4, 22 minus 2B dot C. So this is 72 minus 2B dot C. Hence I can say that is 72 minus B plus C whole square. This is equal to 2B dot C. 2B dot C. If I take mod value here, to mod 2B dot C, so it is 2, and B dot C is plus minus 33. So mod B dot C will be 33. So hence it is 66. So 66 should be the correct answer here. Okay, see this question. This is from determinant. Summation of determinant is given as 96. What is in here? So if I take the summation of this determinant, k varying from 1 to n, and that is 96. So let's put the summation here. If I put the summation here, k varying from 1 to n, so I will put summation here, summation here, summation here. So this is what this summation is given as 96. Summation 1, of course, n. Summation 2k, of course, n plus 1, and n plus 1 is n square plus n. Summation 2k minus 1, this is sum of odd natural numbers. First n odd natural number is n square. Now I have n here, n square plus n plus 2, n square here, n here, n square plus n square plus n plus 2. This is what you are getting. Now if from the first row, if I subtract the second row, so this becomes 96, 0, minus 2, 0. And here I'm leaving as it is, n square plus n plus 2, n square, n square plus n square plus n plus 2. Now let's expand this determinant to the first row. So you will get 96 is equal to 2 times this one, and this one disappears. So you are getting n into n square plus n plus 2 minus n cube. N can be taken outside here. So it is 48. N taken outside, or n taken outside, it is n square plus n plus 2 minus n square. So ultimately you are getting n into n plus 2, 48. 48 is 8 into 6. Obviously n is 6 here. Or just solve the quadratic. You will get two values of n. One value will be positive, one negative. Negative value will be rejected. So take n is equal to 6. In fact, if you solve by quadratic formula, so you will get two values of n as 6 and minus 8. But minus 8 will be rejected. You will take the positive value, which is 6 here. Let's see this question. The question is based on area. You have to find the area given by these inequalities. 2y square less than or equal to 3x, x plus y less than or equal to 3, y greater than or equal to 0, but outside this circle. To see 2y square is equal to 3x, we have a parabola here. This parabola is 2y square is equal to 3x. Then we have a line, x plus y is equal to 3. Then we have a circle, x minus 3 whole square plus y square is 2. Of course, this parabola is a right open parabola having vertex at origin, something like this. Vertex at origin. This line cuts x-axis and y-axis both at 3, something like this. You are taking the area 2y square less than or equal to 3x means you are taking the area inside this parabola like this. X plus y less than or equal to 3 means you are taking the area inside this triangle. Y is greater than or equal to 0. But outside this circle has center at 3, 0, radius root. So now if I draw all these figures combined together in a single frame, if I draw all these curves, the figure will something look like this. Let me show you the figure first. This is the figure. This is the parabola. Y square is equal to 3x by 2. This is the line. X plus y is equal to 3. And we have a circle having center at 3, 0. Now we need the area inside the parabola. We need the area inside the parabola. Below this line, x plus y is less than or equal to 3 means below this line, but y is greater than or equal to 0. And outside the parabola. Outside the parabola. So basically I need this area. I need this area. This shaded part. I need this area. Now if I find the intersection of the line and this parabola, just find the intersection of the line x plus y is equal to 3 and this parabola. So you will get this point. This point has y coordinate 3 by 2. And if you put y coordinate 3 by 2, you can get x also. So here y is 3. So how will you get this area? So I am going in vertical direction. This area can be written as, let's go from 0 to 3 by 2. 0 to 3 by 2, vertical direction. And first I am finding the area between the line and the parabola. Area between the line and the parabola in vertical direction. So line can be written as, if I write this line, it can be written as x is equal to 3 minus y. And this parabola can be written as x is equal to 2y square by 3. So area between the line and the parabola from 0 to 3 by 2 can be written as, line is the upper curve, lower curve is the parabola. Right minus left here I should say. Right minus left, right is line, left is parabola. So right is basically 3 minus y and left is the parabola which is 2y square minus 3dy. But when I write this area, so here this area is also included. This area is also included here, this area. But I don't need this area. So I will subtract this area. And this is basically a sector of circle. And area of sector of circle is half r square theta. Area of sector of circle is half r square theta. Where r is the radius of the circle, which is r is root 2. And theta is the angle. So obviously you can see that this line has slope -1. So this angle from here to here is 135 degree So you can say that this angle is 45 degree, pi by 4, theta is pi by 4. Now just substitute everything here, r, theta, and integrate, you will get your area. So ultimately this area comes out to be this area. If you simplify, ultimately 4a plus pi becomes 21 by 2. Just simplify it, no need to do anything. Just integrate, simplify, you will get the area. So if you integrate 3 dy, 3y, y square by 2, integration of this one is 2y cube by 9, substitute that and arrange, you will get 4a plus pi is equal to 10.5. So a times 4a plus pi, a times 4a plus pi, I think they should have asked 4 times 4a plus pi. It is 4 actually here. 4 times 4a plus pi will be 42. Yes, 4 times 4a plus pi. It will be 42. Okay, let's see this question now. This is from differential equations, a slightly lengthy question. Slightly lengthy one. Cos half cos inverse e raised to minus x dx is under root e raised to 2x minus 1 dy. This is the differential equation. Then they are saying that y is equal to yx is the solution of this differential equation, and this curve y is equal to yx intersects the y-axis at y is equal to minus 1. Means it meets y-axis at the point 0, minus 1. Basically 0, minus 1 satisfies your curve. Then what will be the intersection point of this curve with the x-axis? They are saying that intersection point of this curve with the x-axis is alpha 0. Alpha, 0 satisfies the curve. Then what will be e raised to alpha? So basically I have to get the curve first. Now to get the curve, what I will do, let's substitute this half cos inverse e raised to minus x as theta. So I can write the differential equation as cos theta dx is under root e raised to 2x minus 1 dy. And what is this theta? So I have taken half cos inverse e raised to minus x as theta. Means I should say that cos 2 theta is e raised to minus x. Cos 2 theta can be written as 2 cos square theta minus 1. So this gives you cos theta is equal to under root 1 plus e raised to minus x by 2. So cos theta is basically this. Now just substitute the value of cos theta here. So it is under root 1 plus e raised to minus x by 2 dx. Cos theta under root 1 plus e raised to minus x by 2. And on the right side, I have e raised to under root e raised to 2x minus 1 dy. Now the left side can also be written as 1 by root 2 under root e raised to x plus 1 over under root e raised to x. And on the right side, I can factorize it as under root e raised to x plus 1 under root e raised to x minus 1 dy. So this e raised to x plus 1 disappears now. We have dx also on the left. Now it is variable separable. So if I separate the two variables, so on the left I am getting dx over under root e raised to x under root e raised to x minus 1. And on the right I am getting root 2 dy. This is what I am getting. Dx over under root e raised to x under root e raised to x minus 1. And on the right I am getting root 2 times dy. Now let's integrate this one. So to integrate this one, let's substitute. Let's substitute this e raised to x dx. If I substitute e raised to x as t. So e raised to x dx is dt. So dx will be dt by t. Dx will be dt by t. So now this integral is basically dt by t under root t square minus t. On the right side is basically it is root 2y plus c. So it is dt over t under root t square minus 1 root 2y plus c. Now I have to integrate this one, dt over t under root t square minus 1. So if I take t square common here, so that will go t here, 1 minus 1 by t. Yes, I can write it as dt over t square under root 1 minus 1 by t root 2i plus c. Now let's substitute this under root 1 minus 1 by t as z, or you can say 1 minus 1 by t as z square. So then derivative will be 1 by t square dt z dz. So now this becomes dt by t square is 2z dz, and denominator this under root 1 minus 1 by t is z root 2y plus c. Z disappears, so ultimately you are getting 2 times dz, 2 times z, y plus c, or root 2y plus c in fact, right. Now z is what? Z is under root 1 minus 1 by t, so it is 2 times under root 1 minus 1 by t, and t is what? T is e raised to x root 2y plus c. So basically it is 2 times. Now you got your curve in fact. Now they are saying that if this curve is passing through the point 0 comma minus 1, 0 comma minus 1 must satisfy it. 0 comma minus 1 must satisfy it. If x is 0, then y is minus 1. To put x is equal to 0, the left hand side becomes 0 here. Put x is equal to 0, left, y is minus 1, so minus root 2 plus c. So c is root 2. Now alpha comma 0 also satisfied. Alpha comma 0 also satisfied. So I will get what? 2 times under root 1 minus 1 by e raised to alpha. X is alpha, y is 0. So 0 plus c. And c is actually root 2. C is actually right. So if I do squaring here, so I'm getting 2 times 1 minus 1 by e raised to alpha is equal to what? Is equal to 1. So then I'm getting 2 is equal to 2 over e raised to alpha. 2 minus 1 is equal to e raised to alpha. 2 minus 1, 1. So then I'm getting e raised to alpha is equal to 2. So basically e raised to alpha should be equal to 2. Let me check. Yes. Right. Okay, let's wrap up this video now. See you guys. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Take care. God bless you all.